Hello, everybody. Never a foul. Mo here, your guy. The third day in the Premier League. It's Sunday evening after the games. Shambles at Man United at Old Trafford. City, easy win. Chelsea won yesterday in the late game of the Saturday. They got it over the line at Everton, who did not even put in a fight. But it's Chelsea. They got the job done. Man United didn't. Man City, reigning champs, their season kicked off really well. And their superstar, Erling Haaland, to a great start. But you know what time it is? It is intro time. Got a great panel for you in the background. Chelsea, United, City, big panel in the background. Frustration, of course, from the Man United. Cocky maybe from City after today, and Chelsea a little bit hesitant, but we'll see. But I'm going to use them one by one. I'm going to start with the Man United. Of course, it's today. It's not a surprise, but it is an upset if you call it like first day of the season. Man United, new manager Erik ten Hag, and he's coming in, and then the team it's same old. And Traps is gonna tell us how he felt. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. We're going to get through some comments, but after I get my second guest, Hugh, Big Six, he has his own channel, 1894, and he is here to tell us all about Haaland. And Alvarez came on, Jack Grealish, the new signing Jack Grealish after what happened last year, but hopefully this year it's going to be better. Hugh, how was your day so far, my friend?
I'm having a great day. It's always a great day when City win, United lose. It's always a great day, man. Great weekend all around. How are you?
I'm all right. And it's an exciting. I think it's great to have the first day. I can remember the first day that we didn't have any 0-0 draws. Every game had goals, and it's not bad. It's a good start for me. I watched most of the games. Only missed one game, and I'm gonna watch the highlights, the Aston Villa game, because I didn't think it was important. But I watched most of the games, and it's great. But least but not last, see, it is Lorimus Prime, the Chelsea supporter. Reasonable, but also defends his club with heart. You'll see him on Twitter. You'll see him on Instagram. You'll see him a lot on the Football Terrace, comes on, and on other channels. Lorimus Prime, my friend, you're muted.
Hold on. Yeah. Hi. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys all doing?
Great.
Again.
We're doing it right. We'll start with some comments and see who's in the house. Daniel, always here. Thank you, my friend. Erling Haaland, of course. Wolves F1 is here. Nick Saunders, Sir Timo, Charlie, always here. Thank you so much. Who said Haaland will flop? A lot of people did, bro. A lot of people did. I promise you that. Alvin is here. Hi, all. Thank you so much. Gunnar Vittel is here, of course. Oh, all the Gunners are coming out now because they won and they think they're gonna probably win the league. But we'll start with one place only, right? It's just, to be honest, I know that City reigning champions, and I know that Chelsea, the team with the new owners after Cucurella, they're looking for forwards. They got Koulibaly, and think they're gonna get more players before the window closes. But there's only one place to start, to be honest, and it is Old Trafford. The game for me was very strange because I didn't see any progress. Erik ten Hag was not prepared. Traps will tell us he was in the stadium. Erik ten Hag was not prepared at all. Graham Potter came to the game, knew exactly what to expect, and everything was correct. Everything was right, Traps, for Graham Potter. But for Erik ten Hag, again, McTominay and Fred in the midfield, Maguire in the back, not checking his shoulder again. Danny Welbeck had a good game on him. So tell us, how was the feeling in the stadium after the first goal? Special.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there today. I wasn't there today, but I was meant to go today. But I just woke up this morning and I just thought to myself, it just didn't feel. I didn't get the feel for it today, man. I said to myself, do you know what? I'm not convinced, and I'm rightly so. Do you see? Well, yeah. But I mean, from what I saw today, for one, most of the lineup's the same from last season. So, yeah, we've got the new manager coming in, and everyone's thinking, oh, yeah, he's going to change this, he's going to change that. granted, you give him the benefit of the doubt. It's the first game of the season, but to be honest with you, I didn't see one inkling of anything different. I saw maybe, I mean, for one, I think he got it wrong completely today with his team selection. I mean, Eriksen as a false nine, I don't understand that. You're going to give him his debut, give him it in his best position. Do you know what I mean? Give him in his best position, let him do his thing. But today we look like we just got promoted from the Championship. To be honest.
Listen. It's is there any positives today? Any
positives today? The only positive I can give you today is that it's the start of the season. There's time to fix things. That's it.
You didn't think Eriksen was a little bit good? A little bit?
I thought Eriksen was good, but like I said, he played him out of position. I think he was wrong for doing that. He did all right, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a positive.
I reckon the only positive for Man United is that the final whistle came. I agree with everything Trapp is saying. They look the exact same as they did under Ollie, under Ragnick, and there's nothing new there. But as fans, you kind of just have to be patient. I still think they will kind of come good or get better, but it's going to be like a 3-year process. It's going to be very similar to what Arsenal are going through. And it is what it is. But I think with the squad you have, you should be doing a lot better in general. There's a lot of talent, a lot of quality, a lot of really good players that you're not getting the best out of. And there's also a lot of players who are really poor. Like McTominay should not be playing for Manchester United. That guy is simply not good enough. I don't know what you think. I think it's just a mess, man. The club's a mess from top to bottom. And I'm loving every second of it, I won't lie.
I mean, like I said, Ten Hag's a nobody in English football. I mean, and I've been slaughtered by the fan base for it. All the fellow fan base that I've turned around and said this to, they think that I favoured Pochettino or no, I didn't favour nobody. At the end of the day, I look at it on the face of things, and the face of it is Ten Hag has no experience in the Premier League, and he's come across Graham Potter in his first hurdle, and he stumbled. So, like I said, he's now learning on the job. That's what I think now. He's now going to learn on the job. I don't think that's a good position for United to be in. I honestly believe United should always have an elite manager at all times at the helm, and that hasn't been the case for the last however long.
But you don't think that this guy Ten Hag is for the future at all? But you gotta be like look at you. You guys do exactly the same as every time. A manager comes in, no time, we need results today, and he doesn't provide results, and then everybody's saying Ten Hag is not great, he needs to leave, blah blah blah. But maybe he has some. You don't see that he has something in his back pocket. Maybe he needs to. You need to give him a little bit of time.
I'm not saying he shouldn't get time. But I just feel like like I said, if I'm the board, right? If I am a Glazer, yeah, I don't know nothing about football, right? So you're giving me a short list of managers, and I'm looking at these names that were given, these Ten Hags, these Contes, these whoever. I'm looking at this list and I'm asking questions like, who's won the Premier League? Who's won the most trophies? Who's done this? Who's done that? For me, Ten Hag winning in Ajax and getting to a Champions League semi-final, for me, that's not enough to manage Manchester United. And I mean, yeah, all right, cool. He could be on the radar, but I feel like he needed maybe another 2 or 3 years of him establishing himself as a manager before he comes in. Because the thing is, United fans are not going to give him 3-4 years. They're not going to do that. It's impossible. He'll get 18 months at best. So for me, I just think that it was a bad. We had Conte there. He was there, and I watched Spurs yesterday, and I thought to myself, do you know what? Yeah,
could have been us. Could have been us.
A mistake, an absolute mistake. Not getting this guy in was a mistake.
Hey, Lodimus, Man United, I wanted to get your thoughts about. Did you watch the game today?
Yeah, I did.
Because Chelsea changed managers a lot. Do you think they should wait, or they should change the manager?
Yeah, listen, I don't rate Ten Hag as like a top manager or world-class manager or anything. However, he's here now. So you do have to give him a chance. He's still working with the same squad, that Ollie had. There's still players in that team from Van Gaal era, from Jose's era. There's probably still someone there from David Moyes and maybe someone from Fergie and stuff. Like, just give him a time to bring in his own players and build his own squad. Like, what do you guys really expect to do right now? Like, you're not going to win the league. You're not going to challenge for the league. Like, just let him build. Like, I think you'll be in competing for top 4, but you'll probably end up finishing 5th anyway. So, like, just give him time. He's here now. Like, that's
yesterday on the show, we got a couple of guests that put Man United in the mini league as West Ham, Leicester, and Newcastle. Anybody agree with that at all in this season?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely agree. Like, if you look at the teams above Man United, they're just not close enough to competing with them. There's too much of a gulf in class and quality. They're definitely in that Newcastle, West Ham, whatever you call it, mini league category.
Bro, that is a major disrespect to Man United. They're in the conversation for top 4 with, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs.
Because
if Arsenal are in there, Man United are definitely in there. They've got the quality.
Well, basing it off
I think Ten Hag is one of the. Sorry, what?
Basing it off this morning, they're not. We can only analyze what we've seen so far, and they're not. Maybe if he can get them to work together quick, that's great. But you said Traps, that they don't give managers 18 months, or they will only give managers 18 months, and if it's not going well, that's not going to work either. Keep chopping and change the managers won't work. You're going to have to give this guy 3-4 years minimum.
You know the counter, before you go, Traps, you know the counter for this? Arteta lost his first 3 games last year, and they were that close to get top 4, right? So what Lodemus is saying is that, and Ten Hag it's supposedly a good manager. He knows what he's doing. He has a structure. He has a plan, and the guy has a brand of football. He's just not a random guy that managed Ajax. We have seen Ajax for the last 3 years play a brand of football. Can he do it in the Prem? Can he do it against tougher teams? This is the question that I think Man United are asking. But I know that he was saying that based on what we saw today. But we saw Arsenal lose 3 games in a row last year, right? They didn't score a goal, and then they came that close to the top 4. Do you see that happening, Traps, at all?
I mean, like I said, it's early days, so you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But for me, I just can't see. I just think the way the summer's gone down, though, he's been appointed. He's come back to work 2 weeks early so he can work with the squad. He's now on this Frankie de Jong situation that's gone on for 2 months, and I just can't see. I can't see this squad doing anything. Not with that. You got likes of McTominay starting, Fred playing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Squad players, if you want them in the squad, fair enough. Call upon them as when you got injuries or whatever. But to start them on the first day of the Premier League, just goes to show you that there's no options. There's no options, and they're not give. So he either needs to, depending on what happens between now and the end of the transfer window. If it stays like this, no chance. But if they decide to reinvest in the midfield and get a few more signings in, maybe another attacker, midfielders, then there is a possibility. But as for now, I just don't see it. And I'm not blaming Ten Hag. I'm not blaming him. But the thing is, it's even with this Frankie de Jong situation, who's in control here? Because from what I understand is Frankie de Jong is his signing. He's the one that's asked for this guy, and he wants this guy. But I just feel like it's a thing where he's like, saying, Frankie de Jong, that's my boy. Like, don't worry, he's gonna come. It's my boy. And I feel like Frankie de Jong's there saying, well, I don't want to go, but because he's my pal or he's my ex-manager, how do I tell him I don't want to go? Do you see what I mean? I don't know, man. But as it stands,
he said it publicly. He said it publicly. He said he doesn't want to go to Manchester. It's one of the things. I think he's gonna go to Chelsea. If they sell him and if they pay him, if Barcelona are able to pay him the 17 million they own, and he's allowed to leave because they have to register the 5 players they signed, he's gonna go to Chelsea. He's not gonna go play. I know it's Ten Hag, not Ten Hag, blah blah blah, but he's gonna want to play Champions League. I'm sorry. And Chelsea, it looks like they are building something better because they are spending the money, they are getting players that will get them here and now. Like Koulibaly is now ready player. He's ready today. Cucurella is ready today. He's not ready tomorrow. Cucurella can walk into any team in the Premier League and play in the left side. So I don't think he's joining. I'm not sure. Maybe they offer him more money, but I think based on the reports, I think De Jong is gonna go to Chelsea if he leaves, right? Like,
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but but that's my point. If that's the case, and that's the feeling, and that's the information that's being relayed to relayed to the board or to Ten Hag. He needs to look for other options because you can't. The season can't continue with you playing McFred from now because you'll get up with nothing. All you're going to end up with playing McFred for the season is the fans on your back, the press on your back, the pundits on your back. That's all that's going to happen. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, it's just the team is terrible. The signs, it's just the same old stuff. There's no structure. There's no nothing going on that I saw that I could look at and think, yeah, this is going to be a turn.
Bro, again, it's one game. It's one game.
But it's not about the games. It's not about how many games it is. It's about the personnel. It's about the personnel in the team. It's not about the games.
So if the personnel is still the same, what are you complaining about? Like, there's not going to be much of a difference then. The personnel's still the same.
The window's open. Transfers. You need players. That's what I'm doing. He needs players.
So, but the window hasn't closed yet. You will still get players.
Will we get players? Will we?
I would assume so. Yeah. They hired him. They'll back him.
Well,
I can kind of understand Traps' frustration a lot because you've had a shambles of a couple of years, and then this summer comes along, you get a new manager in, and obviously you're not thinking you're going to challenge for leagues or trophies really just yet, but you've got that new feeling of optimism, that new wave, new era, new chapter, and then the first day of the season you go and drop a stinker at home to Brighton, and immediately your confidence and your optimism is shattered a bit. So I can understand it a bit, but like I said, it's going to be a process, Trap, man. It's going to be a long process. This isn't something you can fix overnight.
Yeah, you know what Thomas Tuchel did when he went to Chelsea the first time? Didn't he sign Thiago Silva right away, Lodimus?
No, Thiago Silva was signed in the summer.
Before that,
he came in in January. He was signed in the summer of the season before he came.
In my opinion, it's something that is like change of scenery. Like I thought that when Thomas Tuchel came, Chelsea before that with Lampard, they were leaking goals. It was just they would score a lot, but they were leaking goals. And then Thomas Tuchel said, the first thing I want to do is I want to lock in this defense first, and then we'll work it one step at a time, midfield, then going forward. It looks like Ten Hag was trying to fix everything at one time. Let's get Lisandro Martinez to play in the back. And I thought today, people say he was good. I'm not sure what's your opinion about him. I didn't think he was great. I thought he was just okay. He's still small. Danny Welbeck kind of bullied him a couple of times, and Danny Welbeck is not the biggest guy in the league. Wait until he plays against Haaland or something, or Nunez, or even Havertz. These guys are like bigger guys. But I thought that Martinez looked okay. Eriksen today was not bad, but Bruno Fernandes, same scene. McTominay, same scene, as you said. But he's trying to change the way they play. You didn't play with a number 9 today. I think he used to do that with Tadic 2 seasons before he got Haller at Ajax, and he's trying to do the same. I thought he's trying to change a lot of things at one time. Thomas Tuchel changed one thing at a time.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say he's trying to change. He's trying to change everything in one go. But I just think that he hasn't done enough to start the season off. Like, do you see what I mean? He hasn't identified enough targets for one. That's what I think anyway. I don't think he's identified enough targets for one. Because I mean, I've seen reports today that they're going for Arnautovic. They put a bid in for Arnautovic, and it's like, where are we going with this? Where are we going? Apparently, they're rejected. Where are we going with it?
I'm sorry, man.
Like, exactly. It's embarrassing.
All I can tell is that I support a team in Italy, and Arnautovic was offered to about 5 teams last season in Serie A, and nobody wanted to take. I'm serious. He was offered to Inter, Milan, Juventus. He was offered to Lazio. Nobody wanted to take him. It's like, well, what is this? What is it, 1999?
My point. Like, we're getting linked with players that we shouldn't be getting linked with because it looks like we're in a moment of desperation. Like, I just don't think, yeah, that this guy has prepared himself for what this job actually is, because he did. These players, then, like I said, some of these players are really not good enough, yeah, and they need to, even if they're not sold, they need to not play. They need to be put on the bench. They need to be I don't know, loaned out or whatever. But I just can't see. I mean, even with the Frankie de Jong situation, if Frankie de Jong come tomorrow, does it change the situation at United? No, I don't think it does.
Yeah, it's just kind of maybe, but to be honest with you, you'll need a midfielder for sure. You might not need anything, but first you need a midfielder. Before we move on, guys, there is 75 people here. Please hit that like button. Help us. That like button is underneath the chat. If you haven't, I wanna I wanna move away. I know. I want to move a little bit away from United today to Brighton. Lurimus and Hugh, one of you, why Graham Potter is not getting the respect he deserves? He has been playing the same brand of football. They lost their two best players on the team, and they still controlled the fit. They scored, they were up, and they still controlled the game at Old Trafford. They did not defend. They were still going forward, trying to pass the ball and playing the same brand. Like Graham Potter, to be honest, he has this Guardiola. I know that Guardiola said that, but he doesn't change the way he plays. Maybe he needs better players. You know what I mean by he sticks to what he knows. He knows one kind of football and he tries to do it. It doesn't change. Even if, by the way, he was losing, I think, to Spurs last year or something. And he still tried to play the same way. And I respect that.
I really like Graham Potter. I'm really surprised that no bigger clubs higher up the league have come in to get Graham Potter. He's clearly a very smart manager. He understands the game very well. And you're right. He doesn't change. He doesn't change his style. And you have to respect that a lot. That's probably something that Man United need is stability. Someone who will come in and take the reins, build his own team. That's something that you're going to have to wait for as well. This isn't Ten Hag's team. Ten Hag is going to have to come in and build his own squad, get in his own players. And begging players for 2 months like Frankie de Jong to come is not a good look. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit pride damaging when you're on your knees for players who clearly don't want to come. But yeah, man, on the Graham Potter thing, they're a good team, man. They are a very good team. They're going to cause a lot of teams problems this season. And you know what they can do without Cucurella, without Basuma, no problem, man. They still cause problems.
Lurimus, you shake your head. Lurimus shook his head when I said Graham Potter. He's not a Graham Potter. So
I think Potter gets too much praise for what he is. Like he manages a mid-table club. Like as of right now, he's a mid-table manager. The praise he gets given, it's as if like people try and say, oh, but he should go, like you just said,
Man United.
He should go manage Man United and stuff. Like he's not a Man United caliber manager. If you guys don't think Ten Hag is, which is fair enough, so I don't rate Ten Hag on that level, then Graham Potter definitely isn't. Like you said Guardiola-esque. He's not in that bracket at all.
No, he's not. He tries to be the same.
They have comparable qualities.
But people say the same thing about Ten Hag. He has Guardiola-esque values. So and like that's I wouldn't put Potter on Ten Hag level. Like I don't know, Potter. I think Potter gets overhyped. He's mid-table manager, and that's what he is. Like he's not good enough to be managing the top teams in the league. Like I wouldn't like if it was up to me, I wouldn't hire him to manage Man United. I wouldn't hire him to manage Arsenal or go with Chelsea or clubs like that. He's not on that level.
I mean, I think it'd be fair to say that I don't think you can come make that assumption that he's not that quality. I feel like what he's done at Brighton, if a top club came in for him, he'd be more than deserved the opportunity to get to the next level.
Then why hasn't a top club come in for him then? Man United hired
because he's English. I'll tell you why, because he's English.
No. It's not because he's English, because maybe he's just not on that level. Man United went for Ten Hag, a guy in the Eredivisie, instead of going for Graham Potter. But
Graham Potter wasn't on the shortlist. It wasn't a thing that he was on the shortlist.
For a reason. There's a reason why he wasn't on that shortlist.
Yeah, there's a reason why there's a reason why Pep Guardiola wasn't on the shortlist. What does that mean?
For who? For Man United?
There's always reasons.
Graham Potter would be crazy.
You can't. But you can't compare. No, but you can't compare.
Sorry,
you can't compare. You can't compare Graham Potter to Guardiola. Let's not do this. If there's a chance,
we're not comparing him to Guardiola.
I'm just saying to you, at the end of the day, he wasn't on the shortlist, so you can't say whether he would have got the job or not have got the job. He just wasn't on the shortlist. But I'm saying if he was to be given opportunity, you can't say he doesn't deserve it, because he does.
No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying he's not good enough for it. He wasn't on the shortlist for. It's not like a Guardiola, because Guardiola's at City. He's not going to go to United. Potter's at Brighton. If Potter was on the Man United shortlist and you guys wanted him, he would have gone. He didn't because he wasn't on your shortlist because he wasn't deemed good enough.
He wouldn't go. He wouldn't go to Man United. He'd be crazy to go to Man United. Like we said,
well, he's not good enough to go there anyway, so it's fine.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. But what I'm saying is he'd be crazy to go there because at Brighton he owns the reins. He holds the reins. He decides who comes in and out. Whereas at Man United,
he has to have ambition, right? He has to be ambitious.
No, exactly. Like so, what does he have to do to deserve that opportunity? What bring Brighton to the Champions League? Like when you see a manager with good qualities, they deserve to get opportunities at a higher level. Same with David Moyes. He did it with Everton. He got his Man United opportunity. It didn't go well. Managers will get chances, but what can he do at Brighton to get that to that level, to be that caliber manager? That's what I'm asking you.
I think Graham Potter would be great at any club, in my opinion. With better players, this guy would do wonders, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of his. I like his style of football, and I didn't know any player at Brighton before he became the manager, to be honest. And all of these players there were nobody before him, and he made them who they are today. This is just my opinion, and you can tell someone like Dan Burn is a good example. We were talking yesterday about it. How is this guy, Dan Burn, became this guy who can play football on the ground, can build from the back with his height, has ball control. It's up to the manager and the style of football that he plays. And I thought Dan Burn changed the way Newcastle play from the back. And I like this. And this is up to the manager, to be honest. It's big up for him, to be honest.
In the last 2 seasons, he sold three players for over 100 million pounds. How much did he pay for them?
Buttons, man, and he's still doing it consistently while losing his best players. He's losing all his best players all the time. He's making great players, losing them, and still making great players. Like the guy clearly has a lot of quality.
But I expect that from a mid-table manager and a mid-table club. I expect you guys to lose your best player, but still find a way to find a gem or whatever and replace that and keep doing what you're doing, which is finishing mid-table.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Only real good managers can do that.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is what you're trying to say is what is Graham Potter doing? Yeah, that you don't think is good enough for him to manage a bigger club,
or get the opportunity.
What if he's deemed worth the opportunity? He would have had it. Man United was available. Man United was available. Spurs was available last what was it, December when he got sacked, or November? Spurs was available as well. 2 big clubs, 2 top 6 clubs in the Prem were available, and he didn't get the job. PSG were available in the summer, and he didn't get the job. Like Leipzig was available, Dortmund was available. These clubs were available. He didn't get those jobs. He wasn't even on the shortlist for any of them.
He was on the shortlist for Spurs.
Say something.
He was on the shortlist for the Spurs job.
Was he? Okay, and they hired Conte.
Yeah, but that's Conte. That's Antonio Conte.
But we wanted Conte at United, and Conte never got the job. So what does that even mean? Like
you hired and he didn't get the job. He went to Spurs, and you guys hired Ten Hag.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say to you is that what he's done.
I'm loving this.
Doesn't what does it warrant? It doesn't. What he's done warrants a chance. It doesn't matter whether he's in an opinion of anyone. It warrants a chance. What's he doing wrong? There's nothing he's doing wrong.
You earn your chance.
I'm loving this. Graham Potter.
You earn your chance. You don't get given your chance. You earn it.
How does he earn it?
Well, again, I don't run the boards of world football. Clearly, to them, he's not earned the chance yet. And I agree.
We're asking you, what do you think Graham Potter has to do to earn the right to manage a top team?
He has to earn the right to do it. He doesn't. If Tuchel were to get sacked next season or whatever other season, I wouldn't want Graham Potter anywhere near my club.
Okay. There's no convincing.
If you guys rate him, that's fine, I guess. But I don't think, at least not yet anyway. Maybe let's see.
That's fine. That's fine. But so you think? Let me just put it this way. So you think if he takes Brighton to a Champions League or a Conference League position, would he then be considered a good manager that deserves a chance?
If we can take them to a Europa League position or higher, sure.
Okay. So here it is. It's as simple as that. Anyway, we gotta move on from United. I know. Who you have next game?
Brentford.
Oh, that's away. That's gonna be tricky.
Yep.
That's gonna be tricky. That's gonna be fun though. I watched Brentford yesterday, and they were not bad at all. It's today against Leicester, they came back, right? So they were not bad at all. Moving to the reigning champions. Okay, so Man City today, I expected them a little bit to start slow. I expected Haaland to not connect, but this guy, I'm gonna tell you what I saw in the game. You remember when a couple of seasons ago when Pep used to push his fullbacks all the way inside the field to compensate for the forwards and then have control of the midfield. We saw that today. Do you think he did this today to compensate for Haaland occupying that number 9 all the time, to have an extra guys in the midfield to control the field from the first minute?
No, I think it was just business as usual. I think when I was watching today's game, there was parts of it where I was kind of thinking it hasn't clicked yet. They're trying to get that understanding. They're trying to get that chemistry, I suppose, because you can't build that instantly. That doesn't come straight away. But then it just, in the first half, I thought that. But in the second half, I think it clicked. But with the fullbacks, I don't know. I think it was just business as usual. Cancelo is an inverted fullback. He essentially acts as an extra midfielder most of the time. And sometimes to his detriment, that means he's not in his defensive areas all the time. And Grealish has to compensate for that. But no, it was just business as usual with Cancelo. And same with Kyle Walker.
Are you guys scared? Lodimus, are you did you see Haaland today? Did you write him off before, or you still thought like he's gonna get lots of goals?
No, I have him joint top goal scorer with Kane. I think this guy, I don't understand the disrespect towards him. Like, as an all-round footballer, I don't think he's that great in terms of his technical ability and all of that. But City creates so many chances. The guy is just going to score goals, and that's what City bought him for. That's what I signed him for. So it is what it is. He got a brace today. And that's where, in my opinion, I don't think City were overall that great. But yeah, they were still able to win 2-0 comfortably. They're going to walk the league again.
Well, the difference between having Haaland now and not is, I believe today's game, 12 months ago, we draw that 0-0. We draw that 0-0, or we lose 1-0 or something, because De Bruyne will give that pass to Sterling, who'll stick it into Rosette or something like that. Haaland has come in now and he'll clean up those chances. And it's kind of a thing of patience with Haaland, and it's going to be like that as well, because De Bruyne is clearly looking for that ball, and I felt at times we were forcing it a bit sometimes today. We were just literally hitting it in his direction, hoping he would get a shot away or something like that, and it wasn't happening. But then we saw that second goal where he made that running behind. De Bruyne puts in a perfect ball, and he slots it home. That's what we want out of him, and that's what we're going to get. But it's going to take time as well. It was a great debut in the Premier League. I don't want to put too much pressure on him and say this is what it's going to be like every single week. He's going to come back a brace every week. I won't say that about him, but he's given me a lot of optimism, and I'm very excited to see how he does this season.
To be honest, today, it was I have my notes and I'm like, why is West Ham very deep? From the first minute, it was so deep, it's just kind of crazy. You're playing at home against City, yes, and everything, but it's the first game of the season. Just give it a shot. It looked like they were defeated before the game even started. And it was kind of strange to me that they were so deep. They allowed so much ball position around their 18, which is David Moyes doesn't normally do that. He's a little bit high, he gives you the ball in your maybe halfway line, but City were able to pass the ball left and right around their area. And it was kind of strange to me, in my opinion. So are we expecting the same thing over and over again? A boring, I don't want to call it boring, an expected performance from City every game. Would they do that, or are we going to see surprises sometimes? I know that it's early, but I saw today City as we're just playing last season. It's the same thing.
I thought West Ham were actually doing quite well. I could see what they were trying to do. They were trying to keep us out for as long as possible, and they really congested that 18-yard box. I thought they were overly cautious of Haaland. They put too much emphasis on congesting the 18-yard box and stopping this guy getting chances. But I always say that if we score first, it forces the other team to come out a bit more. And West Ham never really did that. They never really came out and tried to go at us, and that's what made life so easy for us. It was 80% possession or something like that. But I thought they were doing well in the first half, and I expected in the second half David Moyes would say, right now, have a go at them. And when they went 1-0 down, get yourself back into the game. They never really did. I mean, how many chances did they create? In terms of defensive ability or defensive plans, I thought they were doing quite well, but they never came out and attacked.
Gundogan today was, to be honest, was phenomenal. Traps, did you watch the game? I thought you said you watched the game. How?
I watched I was in a daydream the first half, and then I took in the second half, and I just said to myself, do you know what? Yeah, this team is just something else. It's something else, this team. I said, the gulf in between this team, and I mean, yeah, Liverpool do compete with them, but they always manage to topple Liverpool. I mean, cool, Liverpool do win the odd one here and there, but over a period of 38 games, these lot, I mean, I see them bringing on Mahrez and Calvin Phillips in the 88th minute. The team is stacked. It's ready for whatever's going to be thrown at them. The only thing they don't get over the line is the Champions League, and I mean, I think it's a matter of time. It looks like it might be this season. It could be their season, but they're just ready to go. So I mean, there's not much you can say on City, to be honest. They're just doing what City do at the minute.
Yeah. Guys, please hit that like button for us. We have like 90 people watching and we have only 51 likes. So I'm sure there's 50 of you that haven't hit that like button. Just do it. It's underneath this video. If you're in your phone, close the chat, hit the like button, and open the live chat again. We really appreciate you being here, and we really appreciate your likes. It helps expand. And share this on your socials if you have any socials. One thing I noticed today about City as well is that Ake is very comfortable at that position. Like, he's very, very comfortable. I thought I never rated Nathan Ake at City as he would be like my fourth choice after Stones, after Laporta, after Diaz, to be honest. But he looks very, very comfortable today.
This is it with Nathan Ake, man. I've been saying this. I've been beating this drum for ages because I watch him week in, week out when he's playing. We had a lot of centre-back issues last season, long-term injuries to Diaz and Stones, and Ake had to step in. I believe with the ball at his feet, as a ball-playing centre-half and timing his challenges and breaking up attacks, I said it on the Big Six a couple of weeks ago, and I got slated for it, that he would start for 90% of teams in Europe. I believe he's that good. His only flaw is his size. Like, he's quite a small centre half. I think he's 5'10". And when Scamacca came on today, I was going, that is a mismatch. If they go for a header together, Scamacca's winning that every time. But man, Ake, I'm telling you, he's a really good player. He's calm, he's composed. Like I said, he really times the challenges very well. He makes some great tackles. I love Nathan Ake. When he was linked to Chelsea, I was gutted. I did not want to lose him. Same way I feel about losing Zinchenko.
I mean, the way you have to look at that, the way you have to look at that is that you have to look at the fact that City are getting rid of a few players. They've got rid of Zinchenko. They've got rid of Sterling, and then they've blocked the Ake transfer. They've blocked it because they've obviously, if City are looking to retain the players because he can play ball. So, I mean, I agree with what Hugh says.
Yeah, Larimus, I want to ask you something. In my opinion, I always watch City games and Liverpool, and City put their fans on their chairs without even worry. You know, remember Barcelona in 2012 and 2010? You know, like Barcelona fans used to sit and just enjoy the games, knowing that if we lose, it's a fluke. But the norm is we win. I think Liverpool, most of their games, I know that they win a lot of games as much as City, but there's always this element of nervousness. There's a worry in their game. Do you see that the same? Like, City are comfortable, their fans are comfortable, they know that they're gonna win. Do you see that?
Yeah, because City are truly that good or that amazing. They're on that sort of level where it becomes sort of robotic and a pattern, and they keep doing the same thing, and 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, they're going to get the same result. Like I said today, I don't even think they were that brilliant. I don't think they got out of first gear, but yet they were still able to beat West Ham, a very good West Ham team, by the way, who were challenging for top 4, top 6 last season, and they dispatched them quite easily. Would Liverpool have been able to do that? Liverpool would probably still have won the game. Yes, fair enough. Or probably would have been like 2-1 or 3-1, 3-2. Like, I think when we talk about City,
what does your team need to be like this?
Pep Guardiola.
Really? Is it that easy of an answer? Is it that easy of an answer?
It's him. He's well, we have the club is run in fantastic fashion. In all the business we do, it's in fantastic fashion. We have a fantastic board who really know what they're doing in every way. Financial, scouting, you name it, we do it right. But also having the best manager in the world, like, that goes a long way too.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's what I want to say. Like, you can have the one of the best managers or the best manager, but if your club, and that's why I always say about Chelsea, I want to be ran like City. If your club is not ran like that in a nigh on perfect way, maybe Huey, you might have say there are a few flaws with City or whatever, because I'm not a City fan. But me looking at it from the outside, you guys are run nigh on perfect, and to be like that, to be so organized, so robotic, to be able to get, the way you scout and look for players. And if you don't get someone, like for example, when you guys were looking for Jorginho and we got him, you guys waited another season, scouted properly, and you got in Rodri. To be able to do that perfectly, like when you didn't get Kane last summer, you waited, and then now you have Haaland. Like
And
to be
Alvarez,
ran like City,
who looked so good
and
today. Did you
Alvarez as
watch him?
well.
He
And
looked so
Alvarez,
good at a
yeah.
false nine today. I was like, what is this? Where did he get this player from, man?
And I was thinking when City fans were casting him, I was thinking like he probably will end up being good, but like you guys haven't really watched him. Compilations don't really count. Maybe don't get too ahead of yourselves. But this guy's brilliant, man. And again, it only goes back to your brilliant scouting that you guys are able to do things like that. And like I think at least for any team to get on that sort of level, like to be the best in the world, and that's what I want to be. Like we need to get to that sort of level where it doesn't matter. Like having the best manager or having one of the best managers is great, but if your club is not run like that, it's not going to mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, when Pep leaves, naturally there will be some sort of a transition. But we have seen enough now since the takeover in 2008 to be very confident that the club will make the right decisions and getting the right person to be Pep's successor and that kind of thing. And yeah, the scouting, man.
I think one of the
rush
key
into transfers, like when we lost the race for. When we lost the Jorginho race, we didn't rush, we waited. When we lost Kane, we don't rush, we wait. I think some other clubs, Man United, like you panic and you start buying players that maybe aren't right for your team right now. I can't gas it up any more than I am. It's just I just think we're run great, and it is great.
I think one of the key things that City have on the pitch, the key things that they have and will carry them, even in tough moments where they're under the cosh, is the fear factor. They carry that fear factor. I mean, of like we used to have it years ago, but if City score once, it disheartens the other team. They score again, they start to roll over. It might end up 4-5-0. That's what happened. That's another thing that City have when they play ball. They have the fear factor.
It's boring.
Boring.
Yep.
Why is it boring?
Oh, it's not boring. Again, it's not boring.
It's predict that for a neutral fan. Listen, I've had Barca fans, and like they would tell me, we play the greatest football. I'm like, yes. I'm older. I grew up with football going back and forth. The thing about City, they're so good to the point, like like when you're so good of a boxer, right? That you're expected to knock out the opponent. If the opponent knocks you out, it's the unexpected, the unthinkable. And that's what I'm like. I'm watching City today and I'm like, okay, here it comes. It's a pass left and right until the brilliant moment that happens. Like that pass from Gundogan was like, if you watch highlights, you're like, wow, how can they do this? But the whole build-up, switching West Ham, as you said, West Ham trying to be positioned really well, right? But you see the split between the defenders that Haaland did with Gundogan, like that pass. It's great. But before that, for the neutral, it is very hard to watch. Okay, I'm expecting for a rival, it's very heartbreaking to watch as well. For a rival, it's terrible to watch. But for me, I don't want to call it boring. Maybe someone else can find a better word.
It's not boring. It's
the dominance.
It's functional. It's efficient.
Yes.
It's like football is not about, maybe for the neutral, if you're watching two teams that aren't your own, you like the back and forth, you like high scoring games. But when it's your own team, you only care about winning. And whether you're playing tiki-taka, whether you're playing defensive football or possession, whatever, gegenpress, as long as you're winning, that's the only thing that matters. And
all the teams that Mourinho coached says the same. All the teams that Mourinho coached, like, we didn't care if we defended for 90 minutes. Exactly. We just wanted to win. So I know that. I'm not just saying it's boring. I think Guardiola, and I'm gonna have a discussion with Hugh about this at one for a show, how Guardiola changed the way football has been looked at in the last 10 years. Yeah. Like even smaller teams now, they go to games trying to control the ball. Even smaller teams. the fact that we still have the likes of Tarkovsky still on the pitch trying to play top level because they have the highest blocks of a season, this will be gone in 5 years, in my opinion. There's only going to be, if you can play football on the ground and you can pass the ball, you will be allowed to play at the top level. Otherwise, you're just going to be gone, in my opinion. And this is just what I meant by the football now changed, and it's for the neutral. It's not like in the 90s and the 2000s with the teams. Like, you remember the Liverpool Milan game, just back and forth. But I have never seen a team like this ever. Even Barcelona, they were like this. But for the last 5 years, I've never seen a team that can control games like this. It's astonishing. It's just something I can't just find the word to describe how good this is for a City fan. Maybe Hugh can tell us.
I think with Pep, he's influenced football in a way that not many managers can, and he's done it a few times. He's changed up his style and the way he plays a few times. I mean, throw it back to his early days at City when he had Sané, Sterling, and Aguero. We weren't playing the way we do now, and then when we had no striker, we made this false nine system, and suddenly everyone's playing with false nines because the blueprints are there, and everyone wants to play this football that wins. Yeah, man, in my opinion, he's the best manager in the world. Because the best managers, they play great football, they win trophies, but they're also really influential. And he says it himself, his big influence was Johan Cruyff, so a lot of credit probably goes to Johan Cruyff and his philosophy. But yeah, Pep's philosophy is extremely influential. It's no surprise that other clubs are trying to play like that. But you can't replicate the best. You can't replicate the best.
Would you go for the league this year or Champions League? What would be your priority this year?
Oh, I hate getting asked this question because most people.
Because your squad is thin at the moment.
It's thin in terms of numbers, but I think we have the right people. But in terms of what competition I would like, people always want me to say Champions League because we haven't won that Champions League, and people love banging that drum because it's the only thing you can really slag City for right now is they don't have the Champions League. But most City fans will agree with me, maybe the older ones more so than the newer ones, that there's something installed in us that we just love the Premier League. The Premier League, we want to win that every single year. And I said it before that this last season, the season just gone, I really wanted that Champions League. I was kind of on this hype where I was like, you know what? Let's get this monkey off our back. Let's just win this damn competition once and for all and finish the conversation. Just finish the conversation. But then we got knocked out. It is what it is. But then I went to the game against Villa on the last day of the season. I was on the pitch when we just won it. And I stood there looking around and I was like, I would not trade this for a Champions League. This is so, so special. Obviously, I haven't won the Champions League. I don't know what that feels like, but winning the Premier League, man, and never again.
It's the only country in the world, from the people I talk to La Liga fans, Bundesliga fans, that they would prefer their league over the Champions League.
Yeah, well, the Premier League,
it's not only you, by the way. It's not only you. Everybody in England would prefer the league over Champions League.
Well, the Premier League right now is absolutely the best league in the world. The highest quality, the best players are there. And to win the league over a 38-game campaign, in my opinion, it's more impressive than winning the Champions League. I mean, look at Liverpool's route to the Champions League final last season. That was particularly easy. Do you know what I mean? Most of those teams wouldn't get into the top six in England.
Ludimus, I know that you disagree, but for me, I'm just getting the vibes from the fans I talk to. It's like fans I talk to, they always prefer in England, only in England for some reason. In Italy, different. In Spain, different. But I think the reason why, I'm telling you the reason why, because in the last 10 years, before that City domination, I think from 2009 or something, no team has won the Premier League twice in a row. And that made a big difference. And so this is what the Premier League, and in Italy is like us, is Juventus winning the league for long, and then Inter before that was winning the league 5 times, Barcelona and Real Madrid. But in England, there is so many big teams in England. Like now in the last 20 years, it's Chelsea, City, Arsenal, United, Liverpool now. And they just, everybody wants to win the league. I think for me, I know that Champions League is the bigger competition. You're never going to convince me otherwise. I know that everybody is going to tell me Premier League, but the Champions League is the bigger competition. It's bigger money. I think it gets you bigger in the world, by the way. If you win the Champions League, you'll sell more jerseys overseas, blah, blah, blah. But the Premier League is just, for me, I feel like the fans sometimes think that the league is better for them. Like Liverpool won the Champions League, but they still want to win the league.
I think Liverpool haven't won it, but that's because it's context. Liverpool hadn't won the league in about 30 years or so. That's why they were so adamant about winning the league. I think for me, it probably depends on the fan base, at least within the Prem anyway. It depends on the fan base, the club, maybe what era you grew up in. Like for me, For me, I want more Champions Leagues. Like, yeah, I love winning the Prem as well, but like, if I had an option of winning, of which one I could win, I'd probably go with the Champions League. Like when City win the Champions League, and as big as you guys are being now on your history, you will reach a different stratosphere when you win that competition. And I have you guys down as my favorites to win it this season. And this is the first time I've had you down as favorites to win the Champions League. I haven't believed you guys to win it before. This season, I think it's different. I think you guys will win it.
I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. I think the Champions League is held in a higher prestige in terms of status, but I think we should agree that a 38-game campaign with how good the league is right now, as an achievement, is actually better. And I think with the Premier League for me is I grew up in an era when Man United, everybody in Dublin's wearing Man United shirts, everyone in school's gassing up Man United, and then for us to be able to do that now while they're going through that. It's just mental. It's crazy. So it never gets old. It's just a great time.
Traps, do you think they will catch you, Traps, ever?
I could never say never. Obviously not for the next decade at least. But yeah, I mean, I honestly think that City fans are shying away from the whole Champions League thing. This is something you lot need to get over the line, because you're sitting here and you're saying we've got the best board that know what they're doing, we've got the best manager in the world. He needs to deliver that cup. It's as simple as that. There's no it's okay to not win that cup and win the league if you're going to build your leagues up and you might get to 20 or 21, you might overtake us, you might overtake Liverpool, whatever. But the fact is that competition, you've had the best manager at your club for 6 or 7 years now. You have to win. You have to win it. You have to win it. It's what's expected for you lot to be up on the next stage. So you need to win it. And I mean, it's about the fashion that you win it in as well. Because I mean, I don't know how Chelsea fans feel about Champions Leagues or whatever, but at the time when we was in the league like City and we was winning the league season after season, I wouldn't be happy with Man United winning the Champions League and finishing 4th or finishing 5th or 6th like Liverpool or whatever. So I think that if you're going to win the league and the Champions League and be the undisputed champions of the best league in the world and the champions of Europe, I think that's the fashion that City would want to win it in. That's what I think.
No, I don't shy away from the fact that in the Champions League we have been a major failure, and I can sit here and I can perfectly say that. I'm not sitting here for 1 second saying I never want the Champions League. I only want the Premier League because I'm salty that we haven't won it so far. I know fine well the black mark on Pep Guardiola's CV right now is the fact that he hasn't won a Champions League yet, and some of our eliminations were nothing short of embarrassing. I mean, I was there the night that we lost to Tottenham in the Etihad. What was it, 5-4 or something? And I remember just going,
That was a handball. That was a handball.
Yeah, the Llorente handball and the Sterling offside goal at the end. The place went crazy in the VAR. It was the first season of VAR, I think, and they ruled it out. And I went, what is going on? Next year, definitely. And then Leon come along and knock us out in Portugal. Leon! Well, like, what happened? You know, I don't shy away from that. There's people in the chat saying, Hugh's talking like a fan that hasn't won a Champions League. No, honestly, I put my hands up and I don't shy away from the fact that
but everybody is. He's a City fan that hasn't won the Champions League. I don't know why. It's okay. I don't get it why this is wrong. It's okay.
Yeah,
I thought it's fine.
But I feel like the expectation should be more. You should be like, no, we want to win the Champions League. That's what we want. That's what we want. Because it's like I said, it's not about winning the Champions League. It's about the fashion of you winning it in. You win the league and the champion. You want to win the Champions League and the league together. I would. I mean, right now, I would take Champions League and 4th place. But when we was at the top of English football, winning the league and the Champions League, that was the thing.
Yeah,
there's no team in Europe that can speak to you. There's no team in Europe because when you do that,
I don't think that's always possible. In English football, I don't think that's. Oh, I know Man United did it twice, but like in general, when you look at all the title-winning teams and all the Champions League winning teams in English football, I don't think that's always possible to do.
Well, I can only speak for the team that I support. I've seen it happen twice. It's doable in my opinion.
Yeah, but you were so dominant. It was so dominant at a point where it was I don't know, but Alex Ferguson was just something else in my opinion. Managing players, like it was
Yeah.
just different.
And it shows again, and it shows the United greatness during that time. By the way, this is not me saying like that's a certain level and pedestal to do. Like not many Premier League, Champions League winning teams in England can reach that. That's my point I'm making. And maybe City can do that, but like for me, just winning that first Champions League and getting it out of the way, it doesn't matter if they don't win the league. Just get that one out of the way, and it'll be a lot easier to win more.
So here we agreed that you have to win the
right
Champions
now.
League. This is it. We're already done.
I think you're telling me I have to win the Champions League. But my point is that I think there would be more pressure from within the City fan base on Pep Guardiola to win the Champions League if we weren't winning all these leagues. How can I complain when I've just won 4 out of 5 leagues, 11 or 12 trophies in 6 years? Like I can't complain. I can't sit here and go, no, I want more, and I want the Champions League as well.
But also, you reach a final, you reach a semi-final, you reach a quarter. I know that people talk about the final of the Champions League, and it's an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. Like reaching the semi-final and the final of the Champions League is not easy. It's an achievement itself.
Things about City fans, like you won't be like other fan bases, because by now other fan bases would be on Pep's back. Why haven't you won a Champions League by now? But you guys are still nice and relaxed and saying, you know what, it'll come when it comes. I just don't. It doesn't matter. Let's just continue winning these Premier Leagues.
Yeah, but well, Pep Guardiola effect. It's Pep Guardiola thing, guys. Guys, it's Pep. It's Pep. At Bayern Munich, he chose to walk away. He didn't win the Champions League, and they had one of the best teams I watched, and he didn't win the Champions League. Pep has this what is it called, an aura around him in the club, like. Nobody can talk to him because of the way they play football, the domination on the field, and the way he brings the players play better than before they come to the club. And I think it's a big effect. And I promise you, even if they don't win the Champions League this year, still nobody's gonna tell him, "Hey, you're a failure." It's gonna be okay. You won.
I think it'd be harsh to say that he's a failure, but I mean, what I've noticed when I speak to City fans, shout out Big Steve, yeah. But when I speak to City fans, yeah, they say that they try and paint this picture that Pep wasn't brought in to win the Champions League. And I don't buy that, because the last manager, he didn't get sacked. His contract ran out, but he won on his last day of his job. He won the league. So City was winning the league, and they was winning cups and getting to finals in England way before Pep showed up. So now Pep was brought to take him to the next level. So what is the next level? Winning the league and win the Champions League. He hasn't done it. It'd be harsh to call him a failure, but at the same time, I feel like
one of his main objectives, he's failed. Yeah.
City fans, as a fan base, will look at it like we wasn't. Who do we get to replace Pep? How do we win the Champions? Who's better to win the Champions League?
Graham Potter.
Jurgen Klopp.
But Graham Potter. Yeah, Graham Potter would be perfect. Yeah.
Maybe. You never know. Maybe, but I mean. I just think, look, Pep was brought in, to bring this club to a next level. Yeah, all right, cool. People turn around and say, people say the Centurions, Formidables, whatnot. He wasn't brought in to do any of that. Yeah, that's meant to come part and parcel, but Champions League is what it is, where it's at, because if you look at it, PSG and Man City, they are the ones that people look at and think, why have you not won the Champions League yet?
Okay, anyway.
But also, it's easier said than done. Like winning... Again, getting over the line and winning your first Champions League, it's easier said than done. Like me as a Chelsea fan, I can say that because our first 10 years of Roman, we were so dominant and brilliant that we should have won a Champions League in that time, especially in the early years with Mourinho and Ancelotti, and we didn't. It took us winning it in 2012 when our great spine finished and everyone was old and 32, 33, and that's when we won our first one, when we weren't expected to. I think it might be a thing like that with City where they'll win it when they're not expected to for their first one. Then
you need to get the Matteo then. You need to get the Matteo or something. It's like someone that will defend like all the time and then they might win it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Because don't forget, Chelsea got bumped by Barcelona and things like that. There was a lot going on.
No. I didn't say it was a fluke. I said like we weren't expected. But we weren't expected to win it at the time when we did. The times when we were expected to win, when we got knocked out against Barcelona, we got knocked out against Liverpool, the final against Man United. those are the times we were expected to go on and actually win it, and we didn't. That's my point of winning the first one. Sometimes I might take that thing of you win it when you're not expected to, and maybe that might be a thing of City, and that's when they'll win it. Who knows? Because it's just first one.
It's also much harder to win the Champions League now if you're City or Liverpool, because the standards have been set. I don't agree with you, Traps, on what you're saying that he hasn't done what he was brought in to do. He was brought in to elevate the club into sheer domination. Domestically, 100%. If European success comes, great. It's definitely an objective, but it's not the primary objective. Pep has elevated this club to a standard that the league has never seen. Literally 100 points, consistently getting over 90 points. To win the Champions League alongside striving for 93, 94, 95 points, winning every single Premier League game is extremely hard, harder than it ever has been before.
No,
so I cut him a bit of slack in that sense, because he has made our club a superpower. We were a good team that had won 2 Premier Leagues before, but he's come in and made us a domestic superpower. Hopefully, a European superpower.
European superpower. Let me tell you what I think about that. Every time City play anybody in Europe, they fear them, right? It's as simple as that. This is how you make
but they also have this thing where they also know that there's a mental block with City in the Champions League, and you can catch them off guard in the Champions League, probably more so than you can in the Premier League. So yes, they fear us because they know what qualities we have, but they also know for some reason within that competition, there's every possibility that we'll make a balls of it.
Yeah. Well, I gotta move to Chelsea, guys, because they won yesterday. Ludimus team. I gotta move to Chelsea, to be honest. 1-0, trademark Jorginho penalty. Did you create enough chances yesterday without a forward, without a number, with Sterling as a number 9 for you?
Yeah, we created like 15 chances against Everton yesterday.
Do you still think you need a forward then, or you're good?
Preferably, yes, I would bring in another forward or 2, preferably, but to achieve our objective, the minimum objective, which is to get top 4 and probably get to another cup final or win another cup, then I don't think we need another forward to do that, because we did that last season.
How do you think you would? Okay, so the things I have is that in my notes that Everton were ridiculously bad, to be honest. They played without number 9 because they sold Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin is injured, and I'm assuming. Chelsea, you camped around their 18. And I still think that if you had a number 9, you would have scored much earlier than the penalty, to be honest, because of just the amount of space you had on the sides to put crosses in, but you didn't have a number 9. This is just what I have in my notes. Maybe I'm wrong, but do you still think that Chelsea
no, it's not just a number 9, because we had that last season. We need an elite creator. We don't have one at all, because again, I'll use that for example. Haaland, what City have, and Liverpool with Nunez. And yes, fine, they're better goal scorers than Lukaku, but the fact of they have those 2 goal scorers who aren't maybe that great in the build-up phase, but those 2 teams create a plethora of chances that they're bound to score. We don't have an elite creator to do that, or multiple elite creators to do that, where they can put in a quality ball and we'll be able to break Everton down much earlier, or maybe score another goal against Everton and make it 2-0. Where we don't have that. But yeah, we were still able to win the game. Mount is not an elite creator. He's not an elite creator.
What about Reece James?
Reece James is a fullback.
Yeah, but Liverpool don't have a creator on the team, and they play with the fullbacks being creators for them.
You play with the wingbacks.
Yep.
What we're saying is that Liverpool relies so much on their fullbacks, and Chilwell and Reece James, they're so good that they should create more chances. And you playing 3 in the midfield, you don't need that a number 10. You just need the fullbacks to go forward, which is they do all the time, and you probably need the forwards to have existence in the 18. This is just what I think. Like the 3-5-2. This is how I saw it work all the time.
I thought that the wing backs were supposed to get forward and create chances. That's what I thought.
Yeah, they do, but we also need creativity elsewhere. We also need creativity amongst our forwards. Like, they're not just there to score goals. Like, again, you mentioned Trent or Liverpool. Liverpool's forwards create for themselves and for each other. Like Salah.
So you need a
Mane's not there
forward then.
anymore. You have
So you need a.
Firmino.
Do you need a false
but
nine
it's
or a
not just
forward?
both.
Oh, so I know you're gonna sell Werner today. It was reported that he's gonna go back to Leipzig in Germany. Yep. It's a final sale. It's not a loan. You bought Cucurella, Koulibaly. You're still looking for a right center back, and you're looking for a forward, and you're in for a midfielder. If you get these three players, just the three that I'm talking about, a center back, a midfielder, and a forward, can you aim higher than just top 4 then this year?
Well, top 4, we'll finish third.
If you get these players, you still finish third.
Yeah, because I don't think we should be aiming higher. Liverpool and City are two of the best teams in Premier League history. Like, we don't have the quality squad depth to be competing with them.
Some of the people, but Ludum, some of the people last year when you got Lukaku, they said that he was the last piece to win the league. I'm not saying you. I said it's not only fans, it's journalists and pundits and everybody said that. You lost that number 9, right? But so if you get another number 9 that would work, why you can't compete with the league as well? What's the difference in that and last year?
Because like, people were saying that, and I was also part of that as well. Like, that was delusional. We don't have the squad depth to compete. We saw with a few injuries what our squad depth is actually like. It's not on the level of City and Liverpool's.
But your injuries were to the defenders though. Defenders.
No, it was Chilwell was out for the majority of the season, and Reece James was out for like 3-4 months. Again, by the way, you said our creativity comes from them, our wing backs. We've got Cucurella, yes, but Cucurella will be our starting wing back, our left wing back, and Chilwell will be backup. But Chilwell's done. That injury he had, he's not coming back the same. We don't have a backup to Reece James on the right. Our forward line is still abysmal. I don't see us realistically in like competing with Liverpool and City to the final day, and it's fine.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I personally think that Chelsea fans are trying to sugarcoat this and wrap this Thomas Tuchel up in cotton wool. I honestly think that because at the end of the day, you for instance, you lot are in the you lot, other than the Real Madrid of now, you lot are the champions of Europe. So you've won a major competition with this team, right? Not only the investment in this team over the last 2 seasons, since Thomas Tuchel came in, is what it's got to be close to nearly 300 million now, right? So if you're spending this kind of money, you're not. Why are you spending it to compete for top 4? I don't understand. I mean,
we're not spending it to compete with top 4. We're spending it to build a squad to be the best team in the world.
Well, you finished third last season. You finished third last. So what if you're going to invest in the squad that finished third last season? What does that mean? Where'd you go from there? I don't understand. Don't you want to get higher in the table?
I do want to, but like what I want and what I think will realistically happen are 2 different things. I want to win the league and Champions League next season. I want to win the quadruple, or this season I want to win the quadruple. But realistically, we're not going to do that. So it's not point me saying what I want.
So what are you spending money for?
You mean this summer, for example? Well, we're trying to replace the 2 center backs that we've just lost in Christensen and Rudiger. We're replacing our left wing back that got. What?
I'm not buying the Christensen one because Christensen is a top player of Chelsea Football Club. But he wasn't a big part player. He was integral to Tuchel's team. Okay,
part of our main back 3, but whatever. Anyways, we're replacing Chilwell, him getting injured and us falling off the cliff. That's why we're bringing in a quality starting left wing back, because Chilwell's not coming back the same. So we're trying to get back the strength we had in our defense.
You replaced with Quali, right?
Yeah.
I'd say that's a like for like. Would you not agree? Yeah. Would you agree, Hugh?
Yeah,
like for like.
You guys,
I think it's a pretty good replacement.
Huey, how is that? I'm sorry, I want to get Huey involved. Like, You close the gap by spending money, but you're telling me you spend the money, as AK says here, you spend the money to still do the same thing as last year or replace. This is kind of.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? We're trying to, but no, but we're replacing the players that we just lost. Like, should we not do that?
No, what you need to do is you need to be going a step forward from the season before. Now, with this team you've lost this one, yeah. You've gone on, you've spent the transfer window, you've got yourself Sterling, you've got yourself Cucurella, you've got yourself Koulibaly. Now you're saying that we're going to qualify for top 4. I don't buy that.
No, I'm saying we'll get third. Okay, unless you guys think that Chelsea, as of right now, we are one of the best. We are the, say, 3rd or 4th best team in the world.
That's what we're led to believe.
The title,
Ludimus. That's what we're led to believe last year.
But again, But again, I just explained to you last year what people thought was wrong. What I thought as well last year was wrong. Like, realistically, our squad is not on the same level as Liverpool's and City's. I know that. I'm not going to delude myself into believing that it is. Should I lie? I'm not gonna lie.
No, but the expectation has to be a lot higher than you're setting it. I think everything Traps has said is spot on. You're sugarcoating this Tuchel thing, and that the expectation isn't as high. Listen, you lose Luke. You bring in Lukaku, and as Mo said, he's the last piece to the jigsaw. You lost him. What about all the other pieces? You bring in Raheem Sterling, a world-class winger. Koulibaly, world-class centre-half. Mark Cucurella, sought after by all the top clubs in the world. The expectation has to be a lot higher than we're just challenging for top 4, and that's what we're settling for.
I didn't say we're challenging for top 4. I said we'll finish. I didn't say we're challenging for top 4. I said we'll finish 3rd.
So what's the expectation? Like what do you think you should be doing? What should you achieve?
For me, the expectation, we'll finish 3rd, get to minimum Champions League quarterfinal, and then depending who we get from there, and then win a domestic trophy. That's what we should be. Like, again, I'm not going to say we should be. I'm not going to say we should be challenging for the league, because I know we're not on City and Liverpool's level. My winners to win the league is City. There are people who have Liverpool to win the league. We're not on either of those two teams' level. I know that. I'm not going to lie and pretend that we are.
Yeah, but you need to be making your progresses towards that. That's what you should be doing. The problem
obviously we do. Like, sorry, never mind.
You lot are not ready to admit that Tuchel ball stinks. It stinks, and that's why that is why the attackers do not get goals. You struggle to score goals, and that is a fact. It's got nothing to do with you lot trying to get to top 4, or you lot are not as good as City or as good as what. Because
again, I never said trying to get to top 4.
Last season, when you lot was 5 points clear of City and you was top of the league, everyone thought that you was going to win the league. So what has actually changed? The only thing
and we were wrong.
Been given money. He's been given more money, to this team to make a better case for himself in the Premier League. So if you do not compete this season, it is a fact that Tuchel ball stinks, and basically he is the man to be blamed. No one else.
But again, you're wrong, because if you yourself have just said our Tuchel ball stinks, we are attackers, yada yada yada. If you agree with that, why are you then saying we should challenge? Your logic does not make sense. Like, I know we're not going to challenge this season. Are we building towards that? Yes. But, like, I'm not expecting us to do that this season, because I know our squad depth is not on the same level as City and Liverpool's. I know that. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to say we're going to compete with you guys. We're not there yet.
Can I give you a prime example of why your theory is debunked? Yeah, because listen, you have the same team, right? The same team is like 8th in the Premier League. They're not doing very well. Yeah. This is your Chelsea team, by the way. They then turn around, they sack the manager, Lampard, gone. Tuchel in, all of a sudden, you win the Champions League with the same team. When Lampard was in charge, you would not have said you would have won that Champions League. You would not have said it.
But hold on. No, but again, still wrong. But I would have said with Frank Lampard, we're still finishing top 4.
You was 8th.
Yeah, we were 8th in December. We still would have. I still believe anyway. We would have finished top 4. And by the way, the only reason we won. By the way, the only reason we won the Champions League is because of Tuchel. We didn't win it because of Frank.
All right, so cool.
Frank could say we wouldn't have won the Champions League.
The only reason why you won the Champions League is because of Tuchel. So the only reason why you're not going to win the Premier League is who's that going to be because of? Not because of Tuchel.
Because our players are not good enough. The squad's not good enough.
So they're good enough to win.
Or do you believe? Hold on. Do you believe the squad's good enough?
Listen very carefully, yeah, because no one's saying that they have to win the league. You know, they're saying challenge for the league. That is
okay.
The key
Let
word.
me ask you this question. What is the definition of challenge? What is your definition of challenge? What does that mean?
Challenge is, I would say, you need to put in a title. You need to remain in the top 3, yeah, within touching distance of winning the Premier League to at least the last month or month and a half of the season.
What does touching distance mean? How many points?
Within 6. I'd say within a maximum of 7 points of the top of the league.
7 points. Okay, yeah. Fine. I don't think we'll do that. I think maybe it'd be like 10 points or 12. I don't think we'll.
I am very sorry. I have had a whole area got cut.
What? What's happened?
He has Wi-Fi problems. But anyway, like I was saying, like you're saying, we think 7 points or so. I don't think we'll do that. That's my personal opinion. There are other Chelsea fans that you can speak to. They probably think that we will.
I don't think that's good enough.
The vast majority of Chelsea fans that I know, okay, again, fine. You can think it's not good. You can think it's not good enough all you want, but like you're a rival fan. I don't expect you to understand what I'm talking about. That's fine.
Do you not think for how long Tuchel has been there now, and with how much money he has thrown up the wall at this point, they should be a lot further along in their progress. The goal was obviously when Tuchel was brought in. The goal was obviously to get closer to City and Liverpool, close that gap. It wasn't just to settle the top 4. He was brought in.
But again, you guys aren't actually listening. First of all, I didn't say top 4. I said third. And second of all, you guys are not actually listening to what I'm saying. Like what the goal is. That's going to take time to do. Last summer, by the way, he was given a 100 mil striker that he didn't want, that doesn't suit the way we play. That's money spent poorly. Like, look at the way, again, City are ran. City, who wanted Kane last summer, didn't get him. You guys didn't force it and get Lukaku or Belotti or whatever other strikers out there. You waited a year, and then you ended up getting someone who's maybe, arguably, you could say, even better in Haaland. Like, again, we don't do that. We forced it and try to get Lukaku because he's a goal scorer for work, and it ended up setting us back. The only player we actually brought in last summer, by the way, that's money down the drain, not spent properly. Now this summer we have to replace 2 centre backs, whether or not people actually rate those 2, but 2 integral centre backs to our system because we couldn't sign them to new contracts because we were sanctioned since January. So we have to replace those 2. We have to replace a left wing back that's been injured for the vast majority of last season, that's now come back and does not look the same at all. He looks like half the player he was. We have to do that before even focusing on improving our forward line in Sterling or maybe signing another midfielder. So we have to fix areas that shouldn't have been an issue anyway. We should have kept we should still have Christensen and Rudiger here, so we should not have even spent money on Koulibaly. You know what I mean? If you guys don't want to listen to what I'm saying, it's fine. But like what I'm saying makes sense. Whatever. What I'm saying actually makes sense, but you guys don't have to listen to it. It's fine.
Tuchel should thank them sanctions, because if it weren't for them sanctions, he wouldn't have a job right now. Because I'm telling you now, if Abramovich right now, the way things are going, I give it another 3-4 months, he'd be gone. He'd be gone. If not gone already. Because I'm telling you now, there is no way that Chelsea Football Club will be putting up with you lot talking about. Abramovich is not putting up with this. He's not putting up with this. Oh, let's just get top 4. Or we're going to finish 3rd. He's not hearing that.
And
it's mad to think that he's built a culture in your club for 20 years saying that we want to win. If we don't win, if it's win or bust. If you can't win here, you're getting sacked. Now all of a sudden it's like, third to right. That's not your culture of your club. Your club is cutthroat. So I don't understand. I actually don't understand. You're putting words in my mouth and you're not actually listening.
I never said 3rd is all right. I'm saying we'll finish 3rd because we're not better than City and we're not better than Liverpool. So what else should I say?
So therefore, 3rd is not all right. So what you're saying is that Tuchel's management is not acceptable then, basically.
No, what I'm saying is we have to build to be the best team in the world.
Are you happy with Tuchel?
Hold on. Do you think Pep Guardiola or Klopp would come into this current Chelsea team, have us win the league this season? No, they wouldn't. So they'd have to build their squads, obviously. I'm use logic here, guys. Let's actually think. Let's not do this thing because it's just Chelsea and people don't like this.
The thing is, you know what the funniest thing about is that, look, Ten Hag has managed one game for us, yeah, and I've already got my reservation. So it's now what? How long has it been? 18 months down the line, and we're talking about he has to build this and that. I don't get it. I just don't get how you lot have wrapped Thomas Tuchel up in cotton wool, and you lot are protecting him. You're not.
No, he's not wrapped up in.
Yeah, but he won the Champions League.
He's not wrapped up in. He's not wrapped up in
Champions
cotton
League, though.
He's not wrapped up in. He's not. Again, he's not wrapped up in cotton wool. Whatever you have, of course, you have your reservations. You're not willing to give any manager time based on what Ten Hag's doing right now. But I'm willing to. Like, I understand what it takes to build. Like Chelsea of the past would have sacked Tuchel, bringing someone like Poch, who was even worse, and we would be in an even worse situation than we already are now. Like, I know what it takes to build. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It took Pep Guardiola is one of the best managers of all time, or arguably the GOAT. It took him a year in English football to win a title. How long did it take Klopp? 3.5 years? 4.5 years to win a Premier League or to win a Champions League? Sorry. Like, whatever, man. I know what it takes to do. Klopp came here. He got to a Carabao Cup final, lost. Got to a Europa League final, lost. Got to a Champions League final and lost. Tuchel's already come here and got into finals, and he's won the majority of them. Like, he's building. Just relax. I understand what's happening. I understand what it's going to take. I don't mind.
Tuchel
I'm fine with that. Relax.
Finals that he's been in. He's been to the FA Cup final twice. Lost both times. He's lost the Carabao Cup. Yeah. He's gone to the Champions League final. He's got to the Super Cup and the Club World Cup. Okay, so half of them, 50%. Either way, my point still stands. It's going to take time. Like, I'm cool with that. You as a rival, your opinion doesn't matter much to me. So I expect you guys to be hostile because you want him gone. I understand that. For me, though, I'm cool with it. Like, it's going to take time. I don't care if it goes or stays, but I just don't like the fact, right, that Man United will go and play as bad as they did today, and everyone will get onto it, and everyone will say this, that, and the other, and it's fine.
People shouldn't,
and we accept it, yeah. But when it comes to talk about other clubs and whatnot, it's like no. It's
no. But no, again, I've also come here and said people shouldn't get onto people shouldn't be getting onto Man United.
I think, you know what I think? I think Thomas Tuchel should get the sack and Graham Potter should have his job. That's what I think.
Hey, Graham Potter.
Put some respect on Graham Potter's name.
Until Graham Potter can do it in the Champions League final, don't talk to me.
I wanna. Here, are you serious? Are you considering Tuchel an elite manager in Europe at all?
No,
absolutely not. He's not won the Premier League.
Because if you think
he's only been in the Premier League for 1 year. I'm sorry, it's only 1 year in the Premier League.
Yeah, so he's not elite.
Other than that, yeah, it took Tuchel 9 years to win a trophy from when he started. From when he started out, it took him 9 years to win a trophy, which is fair enough, yeah. Along the way, yeah, okay, he's won the Champions League, yeah. But realistically, what period of dominance, other than the PSG who will win the league without a manager? They don't even need a manager to win that league, yeah. So what period of dominance has Thomas Tuchel had at any club?
I want to ask something.
Are you asking me?
Thomas Tuchel, yeah, he's asking. What is Thomas Tuchel's way of playing football? What is the brand? Is it ball position? Is it wings? Is it pressure? I'm really struggling. You know, Ludomus, I don't support any team in the Premier League. If you watched me before, I don't. I only just, to be honest, I have an opinion. It's kind of a strange opinion about some coaches. Like, I think that some coaches have a brand and some coaches just see what's in the game. Thomas Tuchel, to me, is actually one of the best managers I've seen to read the game halfway through and change things. I've never seen someone that can change slight things in the game and change how the game is going. He's done this with Liverpool last year when they lost a man. He's done that with City before, and he has in the final. He's done that. He's done this to reach cups. He's done this in the Champions League. Even when he did against Real Madrid, it was a fluke when you lost the game. To be honest, it was just mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, but you literally dominated the game. He had the anti-Real Madrid tactics. But in terms of a system, you know, and nowadays in the leagues in the world, even Barcelona brought Xavi to have a system. Pep has a system. Klopp has a system. Nagelsmann has a system. Antonio Conte. I don't see Thomas Tuchel's system. The system that works against 15 out of the 18 teams, out of the 19 teams you're going to face. This is why Spurs and Arsenal won more games than you last year, I believe.
I mean, we also played more games than they did
in the league.
But
I'm talking in the league.
It doesn't. But you say in the league, Arsenal. But you say in the league, Arsenal played one game a week.
So
Arsenal played one game a week, and the second half of the season, Spurs weren't in Europe or any other competition.
Yeah, but this was Champions League winning Chelsea.
Hold on.
This was
Hold on. It does.
Let him finish.
It does factor into it when we're going deep in every single competition, and the only games we didn't play out of every possible games on offer for us were 3 games: 2 semi-finals in the Champions League and a final. Like we went deep in every other competition. So to say, oh, they won more games than us in the Premier League when we were playing everything else as well, and we had injuries to contend with as well, and every other factors to deal with as well, like to just say that is facetious without giving any sort of context. Whatever, it's fine. You guys don't want to rate Tuchel.
No. I'm asking you, Ludimos. I'm asking you, what's the brand? The brand of football. What's the brand of football? What does it rely on?
What we're doing literally right now. He's adapting to the players that he's been dealt with to get the best possible results. Yeah, he has to. For example, when he came here, he didn't want to play a 3 at the back, but like he had to adapt to the players that he had, or else he'd force and implement a system like that didn't suit the players. It'd end up being even worse. He wouldn't have won the Champions League. He would have got sacked much earlier. Like he's doing what he has to do. Also, Hugh, you said he's not an elite manager because he hasn't won the Premier League.
You know, I'm not saying he can't be an elite manager. I think he's a good manager, Thomas Tuchel, but I don't think he's an elite manager.
No, currently because he hasn't won the Premier League.
Yeah.
I honestly.
What's elite about him?
You know, I think Thomas Tuchel will be good at.
Fair enough.
Thomas Tuchel will be good as an interim manager. If you're a big club,
that's too harsh. That's too harsh.
Cool. It is what it is. I'm not Traps. I'm not saying Traps. No offense, but I'm not saying anything you're taking seriously. You're saying it as a joke. It's cool. Whatever.
I'm being deadly serious. He came in. He got you lot to win the Champions League. He hasn't done nothing since. Nothing.
He hasn't done nothing since.
Nothing.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Nothing. Yeah. Cool. This is what it is. Yeah.
So you didn't. No. We're not. We're not. I'm not trying here to be offensive against Thomas Tuchel. I'm just saying he got a forward to Lukaku. I thought he couldn't use him. He got a player. I'm just naming names. What I see, he got Havertz, who was supposed to be one of the highest rated German players the year before he got to Chelsea. And I know he inherited him from Frank Lampard, but I don't think he used him good enough. He has. I rate Mason Mount really high. He used him really good, Mason Mount. But what about Timo Werner? Why couldn't he use Timo Werner? What he really improved. What I give him, he improved Rudiger from being an unreliable centre back to one of the best centre backs of last year, no questions. And he played to Thiago Silva's strength, which is understanding of the game. But some of the Hakim Ziyech was really highly rated at Ajax, and I know he didn't. It was not his player, but some coaches get the best out of the players they have. I think he didn't, because I don't think he played.
And most coaches have a team of players that somewhat suit each other. Like, for example, our forwards, they all came from teams that play different systems and don't mesh with each other. Like, and we've been playing towards, for example, Havertz's strength as best as we can. But we have someone like, for example, Ziyech, who doesn't really fit and suit with Havertz. Werner, for example, who likes to play on the shoulder of the last line and running behind. We don't have a creative midfielder to play those balls into him, for example. That's another thing. Lukaku, I would have liked for us to play to his strengths a lot more, but we don't have players to play to his strengths.
But like, Chelsea fans love banging this drum that they're not the players that Tuchel picked. He didn't buy them, all this kind of stuff. Most said a second ago, Ziyech, really highly rated player before he came to Chelsea. Likewise Werner, likewise Havertz. These were all really, really highly rated players. So now just because they're not working at Chelsea, all of a sudden, they're not Tuchel's. They're not nobodies, these guys. Tuchel isn't getting them to work.
And when Pep came to Man City, you still had one of the best teams in the league. And Pep didn't title challenge, he finished third. For example, Man United, your team right now, the same team that 2 seasons ago you finished second, and the season before that you finished third. You finished in the top 4 twice in the last 3 years, and you've reached a Europa League final. It's still good enough to challenge for top 4. And yet, Man United fans have written themselves off completely. They'll finish 6th or 7th, and we're excusing. No. And we're excusing Pep's first season where he had to build. I'm using the point of, do you not think that we have to build? Like, it's fine, by the way, if you don't rate Klopp on that level to do it, or sorry, not Klopp, Tuchel on that level to do it. That's fine, by the way. If you don't rate him to do it, and don't have the unrealistic expectation that he has to then title challenge if you don't think he's good enough. Like,
and
you can't.
You have superstars, Ludimus. You have superstars on your team.
Then we can agree. We can agree to disagree because I don't think we do. Not to that level of competing with Liverpool and City.
You have more international players than I think, or more higher caliber player than Liverpool, I'm guessing. Jorginho, the heart of the Italian team, Kovacic, the heart of the Croatian team, and you have Mason Mount, always starts for England, right? Timo Werner always starts for Germany, always started for Germany. You guys tell us that Reece James is one of the best fullbacks in the world. You had Rudiger, now you have Koulibaly, one of the highest rated center backs in the world. You have Mendy, based on all the Chelsea fan base, he was supposed to get Ballon d'Or or something. He's the best goalkeeper in the world.
Don't tell me what other people said. I'm asking you, do you think Chelsea's current team right now and with Tuchel were good enough to win the league this season?
Not with Tuchel, with Pep, yes, he would win the league with his lot.
The whole tune has changed, Latimus.
Fine.
An elite manager. Hold on. After they win the Champions League, the next thing they do is they go and dominate. But he never did that. Now you're moving like Arsenal 2 years ago. We need to build. You've got the last piece of the jigsaw, Lukaku. We've just won the Champions League. We're going to dominate the Premier League now. Now it's like Arsenal 2 years ago.
Again, you're telling me. But again, what you're doing is
they're excuses, man. They're just excuses.
Let him respond. Let him say.
Hold on. You're both telling me things other people have said. Give me your own actual opinion. Don't say other people said this, therefore no. What is your actual opinion?
That is my opinion.
I can tell you my opinion. I can tell you my opinion. I'm sorry.
Hold on. So Hugh, hold on. So your opinion is that other people said last season that Lukaku would be the missing piece and you'd win the league. That's your opinion.
Chelsea fans gassed up Lukaku like he was the second coming of Maradona.
That's not your opinion though. That's what Chelsea fans said. What is your opinion? You're telling me what other people have said. That's not your opinion.
I've got receipts here that I said that Lukaku would score 6 goals in the league. Why? Because Tuchel ball stinks. That's why. That's what I said. I've got receipts.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know for a fact I am not wrong. All these players, these Havertz, not scoring enough goals. Mount, not creating enough.
Mount created enough. He had double-digit assists last year, I'm assuming. So
it's not enough in terms of being
Mount stuff was goals.
It's not enough. So for me,
if you say it stinks,
let me finish. All these superstars in your team and all these up-and-coming superstars and all these, you lot should not be not competing because you have the quality there. You have the quality there. I mean, even if you take Liverpool, you're saying our squad depth and this and whatever. Liverpool have a good starting 11. That is it. After the starting 11, who did Liverpool have?
Liverpool also have depth, but whatever. Again, if you say Tuchel ball,
what depth?
Hold on. But if you say Tuchel ball stinks and all these other things, then why are you then saying that we should be expected to challenge for the league? It doesn't make sense. Listen, hold on.
I'm sorry, Sam. We're talking about the squad, bro. We're talking about the squad. We're not talking.
No, but if I don't believe someone can do something, I'm not going to then say if you don't do something I don't expect you to do, then you fail. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
He's not elite, like we said. He's not an elite manager, like you said. You can't.
Okay, if you don't, and that's cool. So if you don't believe it's elite, then that's fine. But don't then put an expectation that you don't expect him to do.
What do you mean? I expect Chelsea Football Club to do something, and they're not doing it because their manager is not elite. That's what I think.
So then you don't expect us to do it, then that's fine. Whatever. That's your
opinion. We're going in circles here. We're going in circles.
And fair enough. That's your opinion. But don't try and do this agenda thing just for the sake of it. It's fine. That's your opinion. Whatever. Don't.
It's like us.
All right. Cool. Whatever. Fine. All right. Cool. Whatever.
You don't recall in the beginning when I said I believe that
easy.
We should always have an elite manager up there. Our manager should be, when you look at a Man United manager, it should be top 3 or even top 5 in the world. That's what I think. Yeah,
and I believe personally Tuchel is. And again, it's cool. We can agree to disagree. Whatever it is, what it is.
So if you believe he's top 3 or top 5, why are you not challenging for the title this season?
Because our squad is not that.
Okay,
we don't have one of the best squads in the world.
Where do you think Spurs are going to finish this season?
4th.
Do you think your squad's better than theirs?
Yes.
Why?
Oh yeah. The squad is way better than theirs. Player to player, the squad is way better.
We have a better 11 than they do. And we have better squad than they do.
Harry Kane's meant to be one of the best strikers in the world. You don't have a striker.
Okay, cool. But I've said we've got a better 11. Kane is not their entire 11.
Alright, cool. Who's in your team better than Son?
That's another forward. That's another forward. The only players that would walk into our team from Spurs is Kane, Son, Kulu, and Romero. You could argue that's only 4.
Kulu shouldn't. Kulusevski shouldn't, because Mason Mount, in my opinion,
fine.
Shouldn't.
Okay, fine. Whatever. 3. Okay,
only Kane,
3.
Son.
3
only
players.
Kane and Son, and maybe Romero, because you don't have a right center.
So 3.
So
3.
What about Lloris?
No, Lloris is not better than
Mendy's should be a better goalkeeper.
What, World Cup winner Lloris?
No, but
he won the World Cup.
World Cup is 4 years ago.
5 years ago.
4 years ago.
5 years ago. That's the same. That's the same. Of course, you're a United fan. That's the same sort of logic they say about Pogba. He won a World Cup, so he's still world class, even though he's doing a bumming numbers. It's whatever. It is what it is. That's cool.
I never said Pogba's world class, but I just think honestly that you lot should be competing. That's what I think.
Okay, cool. But you don't believe our manager is good enough. And you believe that we play terrible football and everything. That's cool. It is whatever it is. I listen. It's fine. Whatever it is, what it is. You guys are entitled to your opinions, but I
just don't think you have the answers. I don't think you have the answers. That's what I think it is.
I've given you the answers, but you don't agree with them. That's fine.
Yes, Daps.
So let me ask you, Daps, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes,
hey,
how are you?
City, the best in all the land and all the world.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, Booming. What are you saying, Rob?
We're just talking about Chelsea. To be honest, Traps. Let me add one thing. I tell you, Ludibus, if Conte is coaching this Chelsea team, you will be challenging for the league.
Oh,
you will be
already. Conte gives 33% to every team, apparently.
Exactly. Tell them
he gets apparently.
I've
had Conte before, by the way. If we had Conte, what he would do, we'd get knocked out of the Champions League early, get knocked out of the domestic cups early, and that's the only reason why we'd be maybe challenging.
And this is why I fuck with Latimer.
Even then, we'd still finish 20 points away. Even then, we'd still finish 20 points away, and we'd still finish 3rd because we have the 3rd best squad in the league.
Hold on, wait.
What?
Wait. So did you not win the league with Conte? No, did that not happen?
We won the league. We won the league with Conte playing 1 game a week. We weren't in Europe.
He had Victor Moses, moving like
we played 1 game bro. We played 1 game a week. We weren't in Europe.
Hold on.
We played 1 game a week.
I need to move. Mo or Huey, give me a quick roundup of what is going on right now in this conversation, please.
Man, it's a circle conversation. It's going completely in circles. It's not going anywhere.
The thing about Chelsea is that Ludimus is convinced
asks awkward questions, and Traps Booming is a passionate United fan.
But he's so I think he's so anti Thomas Tuchel to the point that is like. And I get what he's saying because I am anti Thomas. You know me. I'm really anti Tuchel. I don't like him. I don't like him.
But the thing is with Tuchel, there's been anti Tuchel, and it's actually just having a conversation. If you have a conversation, it doesn't always mean you're anti. I'm a big Thomas Tuchel fan, right? Massive Thomas Tuchel fan. And away from football, the guy's going through a divorce like me, so I can respect that he's going through that. But we have to add some context to it. And the fact is, I've said before, even before Chelsea started buying players, could Chelsea win the Champions League next season? Yes. They've done it before. They know how to do it. Listen, Huey, me and you know, in our lifetimes, we've seen Liverpool win 1 league, but like 3 Champions Leagues. So once you win one, apparently it becomes a lot easier. We're waiting to win one. But leagues are a different ball game, right? And that is all I will say on Thomas Tuchel. He might win the Champions League with Chelsea again, but the league dropped me out.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not anti Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, I just think that you see when you're talking about managers. Yeah, I feel like managers and accountability. You have to hold managers accountable for what goes on. And you.
No. To be fair, last year, bro, we give Thomas Tuchel a pass on last year.
No, we don't, Daps. No, we don't.
Right.
The guy had
I'm gonna be real, bro.
Champions League winning team.
Huey, I'm that confident that this year he's going to do fuck all again. But I'll give him a pass on last season because it was an anomaly.
I think they're a Champions League winning team. They bring in the 100 million euro striker. The expectation was very high. It was a complete failure. Complete failure.
Yeah.
The thing is, right? It comes out that the reason why Lukaku didn't perform was because him and Tuchel never got along. Because when they played Spurs, Conte was like, Tuchel was like, "There's your daddy." Like, this is an elite manager. This is, £100 million signing. This is my point.
I mean,
like, you can't
it's hard because Tuchel. I hear you, Traps, but I'm trying to be nice because I like Tuchel still. But it's you know what it is. I'll be 100. Yeah, it's when people get carried away with players because. Huey, I'll let you speak for yourself because although we are both City fans and we're aligned with that, we might have different opinions. But when Diaz had a good season for City, I was like, okay, it was a good season, but I need to see another 2 or 3 before I really start calling his name out because we are privileged to see Vincent Kompany. So I want to see a defender of that quality, right? Same with Van Dijk. To be fair, Van Dijk has had many good seasons in the Premier League. So he deserves to be put there now.
Yeah.
But when I hear people talking about Romero, I'm like, bro, 24 games. Chill the fuck out. And it's the same with Thomas Tuchel. Don't talk his name around Pep Guardiola. It's not comparable. It isn't.
And I agree, Daps. I agree.
And that is all I'll say. And then if people go, okay, but like he's won a Champions League and Pep at City hasn't, I'll be like, okay, but Pep's won multiple leagues at City. Oh, but, Klopp's won more than one league. Okay, so you're talking more than one club now. So, okay, that allows me to bring in Bayern and Barca. And then we're comparing Pep and Tuchel on that level. They're not comparable, but I will back Tuchel that the same way I won't back Grealish till January. I won't talk on Grealish till January. I feel I won't talk on Tuchel till January.
We will. But
my magnifying glass is very closely on Thomas Tuchel to show that he can be more than a cup manager, a bit like Liverpool.
I just think at the end of the day, yeah, if you're gonna scream, yeah, in a post-match conference about attackers, and you're gonna go buy a defender, I don't see what you're trying to do.
But do you think we're only just buying a centre back and then no one else? You think we're not going to buy an attacker?
I'm not saying you're not going to buy an attacker, but it's like
okay. Until we maybe don't, and the window ends, then you can't just say, oh, he was screaming about an attacker, and only bought a defender. You can't do that, man.
It's like this, yeah. I bought a car, the window's smashed, and the alternator's gone, yeah. I'm here now saying, boys, I need an alternator. But then I go and buy a window for the car. I put the window in the car.
Bro, okay. You haven't bought a DM yet.
No, hold on. So wait, hold on. No, wait, Daps, sorry, I beg you. But if you buy a window today and an alternator, say in 2 days' time, does it matter that you didn't buy an alternator today? No, because you bought it anyway. Like, what are you complaining about? You're moaning.
Everything I had to do today, I couldn't do today because I had no alternator.
But bro, you're complaining for the sake of complaining, and whatever, it is what it is. But like, just again, focus. You're not even going to give Ten Hag time. You're already Ten Hag out after one game, basically. So whatever, just leave my manager out of it. But you're acting out. No. I said you. I said I didn't say you did. I said you were acting. I didn't say you did. I didn't say you. No. Again, I know, but I didn't say you did. I didn't say you did. I didn't say you did. I didn't say. Listen to what I say. I didn't say you did. I said you're behaving like that. whatever. It is
Look
what it
at
is. If
the
you guys don't
City
rate
fans.
Tuchel,
Look at the
that's
City
fi-
fans,
I'm
like
fine.
so calm and
I'm
quiet.
fine
Look
with
at
people
Hughie.
not rating
Could you
Tuchel
make
like
me
that.
and could you
It's
make me
fine.
and Hughie
But,
next
like,
to each other, please?
I'm fine with people not rating Tuchel on that level. That's fine. But what I'm not going to hear is people say he's not good enough, and then to say that he needs to be doing something that he's not good enough to do anyway. That's dumb. Like, why do that? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But whatever, man. Let's move on to the next topic, because this is going to be
Anyway. Listen. I love this conversation because this is actually one of the most like heated conversation, but also logical. Like Latimus, you have great logic, in my opinion. You have great logic in what you're saying. Traps, I understand what you're coming from because you're a United supporter and you guys don't wait, and we know that. And if we haven't seen the progression at Chelsea, you're expected to get a different manager. And the Man City, his talk is like, yeah, we have Pep, the best manager, so we don't give a fuck, basically.
Have we spoke on City yet, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay.
What are your thoughts, Daps, on the performance today?
My thoughts were West Ham was silly, but it's very interesting if you deep it. I feel like West Ham sat off us way too much, way too early.
That's what I said, yeah.
If we go back to only 3 competitive league games ago, they gave us a hard game by pressing us. Today, they didn't do that. But it's very interesting when you deep it. Is this what we're going to see now with Haaland, that managers are worried about leaving gaps behind them? So this fucking low block that we're worried about playing against is going to get even harder. But if we get a first goal, and by the 65th minute, teams have to start, all right, we can't play the low block or we're gonna lose. They start stepping forwards, gaps will be fined, and Haaland will be fined. And do you know what? All I can take from today is, because I was very worried going into today, I'll be honest, I said, put Haaland on the bench, start Alvarez, and start Haaland next week against Bournemouth at home, because I don't think he's fit. I'm so glad Pep did not listen to me, because Haaland scored 2 goals. First one was a penalty, which he created, but we struggle with penalties, clinical penalty. Second one was exactly what you expect Haaland to do. And it's like, you know what? We don't expect Haaland to play link-up play like De Bruyne when he's playing false 9. That's not Haaland. So today, I'm just glad that Haaland currently, I'm going to be shameless now, has scored more league goals than Darwin Noodles.
I'm not gonna lie though. I watched that game yesterday. That Liverpool game. That boy gets some chances. He does, man. If he gets firing, boy, he's gonna score some serious goals.
The fact is, like Hughie, we've been saying it for years, isn't it? That one of Raheem Sterling's biggest qualities is being in the right place at the right time. So although we could be slanderous and say, "Oh, but it came off Nunez's ankle," or I don't care. It came off Nunez. He was in the right place at the right time. And I said yesterday, if Haaland scores tomorrow, as in today, and it comes off his backside, I couldn't give a shit. Right? So fair play to Nunez. He was in the right place at the right time. But we have to be real. Anyone that wants to deep it and talk about Haaland's performance, linking up play, that was not in the conversation last year. Yeah. Haaland is a number 9. We haven't bought him for link-up play.
He created the offside goal. So it was his pass before the final pass, wasn't it? He came short and he passed the ball to Gundogan, who ran behind the lines, but it was offside.
What was that? Pardon, what?
Haaland is the one that the goal that you scored, the first one that was offside. Haaland is the one that played the pass before the assist. He came short.
Oh wow! Okay, I didn't know that. He
came short, and in one touch, he put Gundogan behind the defense, and Gundogan cut it back.
No, from a football point of view, I'll see that as a bonus. If Pep can over the next year and a half improve Haaland's game to being him the pass before the pass, I'm all for it. But that's not what we bought Haaland for. We bought Haaland to win us games that we might not win. Last season, we drew this game. Today, we won 2-0.
Listen, that second goal he scored is a typical Haaland goal from Dortmund.
Yeah, it was.
It's really him on the shoulder. And by the way, that first goal as well is the same. if he can do this on a regular basis,
he earned the penalty. He won the penalty.
And running off the shoulder of the last defender, it's exact same thing, but he didn't have that much space. But his first 2 steps are really quick. That's why I got the penalty. If he can do this every game, where you can run in a small space off the shoulder of the last defender, it's scary, bro. It's scary for everybody in the world.
There's a few other things I'll say. Firstly, has anyone seen the Haaland interview on Sky Sports yet?
Yeah.
Man swore, got pulled up for swearing, so swore again.
They get fined for this, but he makes so much money. He doesn't care.
Bro, he's on 350 bags a week. Fine him, no problem. But Grealish is going to be a talking point again.
I thought he'd done all right today, dog.
In the second half.
Let me finish. Huey, let me finish. The problem is, I did a watch along with the most biased Liverpool fan that you could ever find. It's going to call out everything. And when I see someone calling out stuff, I have to be prepared for what's going to happen. I thought Grealish was all right again today, but he's going to be a talking point. Until he starts getting assists, he's going to be a talking point.
He's not it.
But we have to be ready for it, Huey.
I mean, I had a discussion about Grealish about 2 days ago in a group chat, and we come to the conclusion that Grealish has got more points, has won more points on his license than he has for Man City.
Listen, he carried us through that game against West Ham on the second last day of the season last year. We wouldn't have won the league without his performance that day.
It's not enough. 100%. It's not enough. You got to be consistent.
I agree. The critics will be out this year because that first season syndrome is out of the way and everyone's expecting him to pop off. And I think he will. I think in pre-season he was electric. He was our best player on that American tour by far. If we can get that out,
the whole Man United
it's scary hours for fullbacks.
The whole Man United squad were electric.
I honestly don't think that Grealish is a problem. I feel like it's just because Grealish costs £100 million. And that is the problem with Grealish. If Grealish was 50 million quid, no one would give a rat's ass about his performances. That's what I think. But I don't think Grealish
is too much money. I'm sorry, Traps. That's too much money.
Well, what is? Hold on. No, Mo. When you say it's too much money, what? Because he wants to earn what the football clubs earn. It's not too much money. If it was too much money, listen. If it was too much money, we wouldn't have paid it. We just walked away from Cucurella. It wasn't too much money.
It only comes across like a weird deal because of the way it's worked out. When we went in for Grealish, it was kind of on the understanding that Bernardo Silva was going to leave. If you guys remember correctly, last summer Bernardo was pushing to leave. He wanted to go. I think AC Milan nearly got him, and we needed a creative player to come in. Grealish was going to be able to alternate between midfield and on the wing, and that was going to be his role. But Bernardo ended up staying, and Bernardo tore it up as well. So now it looks like it was a signing that we didn't need. But at the time, the club were thinking forward.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? If you look at it like this, based off what Grealish done for Villa, and Haaland, you paid how much you paid for Haaland? 57 million?
51
million and 100 million for Grealish. If you ask anyone, would you pay 150 million pounds for Grealish and Haaland now? It's still a bargain. It's not.
Traps. Thank you, brother.
It's not. I would take 150 million pounds for Jack Grealish and Haaland is a bargain.
Yeah, it's a fair point. That's a really good point.
We need to realise that we are football fans. We are not accountants. Man City or Man United are not going to go and have a press conference in the morning on Sky Sports saying, "Oh, we haven't got money anymore because we spent all our money on this player, so we can't afford to turn the lights on this week." That's not going to happen. So if they've got the money there, if they spend it, they spend it.
As long as the roof's fine.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I mean, it's just. Anyway. I just think that the Grealish £100 million thing, once he gets a few more assists and he scores a few more goals, that will just die out. And then
the thing is, I feel like today was perfect for us because we need to get into our rhythm. And West Ham just gave us the perfect game to start cooking. I also like that Foden was playing on the right. Because I think Foden for England's looked good on the right. And I like that we're seeing Foden, Grealish and Haaland. So I'm good with that. All I can take from it is, look, Haaland scored 2 goals. The pressure is off. Alvarez, when he came on, my God, man. I'm sorry. I can't stop getting excited about that man. He just looks so He looks. Do you know what I'm going to say? He looks so Argentinian. He just looks like
Carlos
he wants to
Tevez
be involved.
vibes. Carlos Tevez vibes.
Bro, the way he gets back, and I feel like I'm reversed to everyone else. Everyone else expects Haaland, but the more I look at it, it's like anything Haaland does for me is a bonus because I'm so excited about Alvarez. Honestly, like the guy just looks like a pet player. He looks ready for.
Alvarez is going to be, and I think we as City fans we know it already because we've already looked into it. We've already watched him play for River Plate. We've been watching this guy since we got him last January.
Yeah.
He's going to be a prime example of why the club has run so well. It's just an example of that. We're finding these gems in South America that no one else is picking up on, and they come and explode in the Premier League. I know he hasn't done that yet, but we're gassed. We've seen him. We've seen him play before.
It's just going to be the work ethic, and also the other thing that was quite refreshing was seeing Pep use substitutes.
Yeah, 5 substitutes. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it, man.
Yeah.
Pep, you're learning. Look, it was a good day as a City fan. The hard day is me because I had to do a watch along with a Liverpool fan that was the most biased guy I've ever met in my life. But listen, we move. Considering where we were a week ago, where everyone was talking about City in crisis control, I'll still say it. Nunes and Norbert are taking Liverpool to the moon. May 2023. The first Premier League manager to land on the moon. That's how good Liverpool are. But they drew against a team that we all predict to get relegated. For me, we had the hardest top 6 game away at West Ham. We usually don't start the league great. We start with 3 points and wearing a highlighter pen as a kit, which is slowly growing on me. So we're good, man. As for Man United, sorry, Traps, we have to speak on it. I know you've probably spoken it a lot, but what the fuck?
Bro, like I said, everyone thinks I'm Ten Hag out after one game. That is not the case. I just basically turned around and said to people, what do you expect from this situation? You go and get yourself a manager who's a manager in progress, not an elite manager.
Yeah, fair.
And what did you expect for us to go out and smash Brighton 6-0 and everything to be? He hasn't bought enough players. Majority of that team is not good enough to play for the club, in my opinion. So I just think, what do you expect at the end of the day? For me, it wasn't my choice. That's not me saying he needs to be sacked or he needs to be out or get him out.
Who was your choice?
I mean, my choice. I watched my choice yesterday win 4-1.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I just said, look. I think we missed an opportunity with Conte. We would have been fine with Conte right now. Everything would have been, all the balance would have been restored in Manchester right now, and it would have been fine.
There's no balance, bro.
We might also
similar, bro. Your balance right now is kind of Stockport, if I'm being honest.
Well, listen. Obviously, it's your time to shine. So there's not much I can say about that, to be honest. But I just think that
Stockport's up and coming as a kind of town. Stockport's up and coming, so it's cool.
Well, Ten Hag for me, he's a work in progress. So I mean,
yeah, I agree. I think what you said is pretty much spot on. I'm intrigued because Ten Hag hasn't, and I don't expect him to come out and slander your board, but I am intrigued if what has gone on this summer, if Ten Hag is cool with or not cool with.
Well, to be honest with you, like I said earlier in the stream, Daps, I said, this whole Frankie de Jong thing. I mean, someone needs to take control of the situation. Whether it's Ten Hag pressing for it and saying, "I want Frankie de Jong," or the board have to say, "Listen, he's not coming, mate." So, so who else do you want? Because the window's closing down. We need to get this. We need to get some.
Do you know what? It's one of those things that I think with the Cucurella thing that's quite interesting is how quickly the move from him to Chelsea went. Because it's almost like we wanted him. We all know we wanted him. But the minute Chelsea came in for him, it's almost like one of his people went City and said, look, they bid this, you're going to bid more. And Man City said, absolutely not. And that was it.
Exactly.
I'm waiting to see what our board do next, but it was very clear. And although I might have the opinion that if we're going to pay 50 million for Mendy 5 years ago, 40 million for Cucurella or 50 million for Cucurella seems fair. But it's not my decision. The fact is, so far, my board and Pep has not let us down. And I'm going to wait and see what happens. We all know that every summer, Pep usually gives a list of 3 players per position. I'm pretty certain something will happen. We have to trust in it. But the De Jong thing's definitely gone on for too long. But if that's what ultimately Ten Hag wants and feels, you know what, you get me, what you've got me so far and De Jong, and I can build around it, fine. But that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. When I look at this team and I say, all right, cool, you add Frankie De Jong to this team, does it make a difference for me? No, don't make a difference for me. All right, yeah, cool, it eliminates the whole McFred situation, fair enough. But at the same time, does it?
Chaps, the fact is, yeah, today should really worry people that whatever has happened, from it be players coming in, players going out, a great pre-season. Today I switched on the TV and I saw the Man United of last season.
That's what I saw.
Yeah. And then it's like, ultimately, we have to forget everything because I saw the Man United of last season.
And even with the Frankie,
we really think it's going to get better. We think, I think it has to get better. That is,
but this is a problem. This is a problem, Mo. I'm a strong believer in what you're saying. I grew up in an era living in Manchester, where Man United was so damn dominant that I almost had to respect their quality of football, right? And it's easier to respect a team when you're that far off them, because it's like they're not our rivals. We're competing at a different level.
Yeah.
So I can respect them back then, honestly. And it's very clear. Let me give some context to this. I'm probably older than a lot of people on this panel, to the point where I was of an age in the era I'm talking about where it was before rivalries became real. I was a child, yeah. So it wasn't a deep rivalry. It was a love for football, right? Yeah. And that's always been what I've said about Man United. Don't settle for mediocrity, because I've seen you being very strong. And when United fell off, I've always been like, they're going to bounce back. They're going to bounce back. They're going to bounce back. Sooner or later, I don't want to mock them too much because they're going to bounce back. And then forget every other season I've been saying that. Last season, with the players that they brought in, they started badly, but I was like, no. But their season's going to pick up. It took me till about February, March, till I said, do you know what? Their season's fucked. And then I realised, hold on, fuck the season. I've been saying this, they're going to bounce back for way too long. And let me be clear right now, yeah. I do believe that, although Traps has a valid point with managers like Conte, Mancini, Simeone, that can bring in a defensive element that maybe is the starting blocks to build something new on. If Ten Hag fails, the levels of how fucked Man United are kind of exactly where I want them to be. They're fucked. They are fucked. Newcastle United will overtake Man United by the end of the season if shit does not start changing very soon.
Do you know what I honestly believe, yeah, there's going to be, before anything happens, there'll be some kind of revolt at the club between the fans and the board.
That happens every season though, bro.
No, but I think it's going to get more intense, man, because, I mean, anyone that watched that game today. I mean, do you know what? The worst thing about it is, you know what? When it dawned on me, I said, this club is finished. Yeah. When I was watching City and it's 88th minute, and they're bringing on Mahrez and Calvin Phillips.
It's beautiful, wasn't it? It's beautiful.
This used to be us. This is how far we have gone now. So I just said, look, yeah, it's all well and good. Give him time. But in my mind, it's like, if you give him time and it fails, then what do you do? What do you do after that? I don't think hedging your bets on Ten Hag to turn this club around was a smart thing to do. I think they need to get someone in to get some trophies in, and whether it be a cup or whatever, and someone who's an elite manager that's been at the top of the game for years, like a Conte. And the simple fact that everything that Jose Mourinho said about these boys is the truth. It's come home to roost. It just shows you that, yeah, this club has got massive problems.
Yeah.
Massive.
Sorry, can I just before the end? Can I just Mo, just quickly because I said this earlier on. Can I just put something out there? You said Jose Mourinho. People need to start giving David Moyes the same excuses that they've given every other manager since.
I mean, with David Moyes, right? I turned around and said this. Listen, David Moyes was not given enough time, and the funniest part about it is, right, is that what David Moyes done for West Ham in the last couple of seasons. If we sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, David Moyes would be on that shortlist.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, that was so heated about Man United before that about Chelsea. And I want to.
My hotel room, Mo. I tried to have a look at it on YouTube and saw it so heated. I thought, fuck, you weren't here as well. It was just fucking arguing.
The whole area got cut off electricity for about.
I kind of joined just to make sure Hughie was all right. To be fair.
Yeah.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
I want to thank you guys.
Partying all weekend.
Man, I was on a 2-day bender. I had a great day today watching City. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I've had a great day and I've enjoyed the stream as well.
For everybody,
good. You enjoy yourself. That's what life is about.
Like the video before you go. And guys, everybody here, you'll find them. You'll find their handles in the description. And Traps, if you got your final to say after today and you tell the people where to find you, you have the floor.
Well, you can find me on Instagram. Traps Boomin on Instagram. You can also find me crying in my bedroom for the next season.
Ladimus, thank you so much for coming in, and hopefully everything was great. And I know that we got on your back for that Chelsea thing, but you had all the logic behind your argument, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Just when we do, what we do, I don't want anyone to twist the narrative and say, oh, you spent this much money, you were supposed to do it. Tuchel's elite anyway. You were supposed to do it. So, I don't want people to switch the narrative. But yeah,
listen.
You can, sorry?
No, go on. I'll say it afterwards, bro.
Oh, yeah. My socials are down there. I'm on the terrace. Basic bands. I'm on here, Never a Foul at times as well. Just follow me on socials like Twitter and stuff, and whatever I'm doing.
And what I was going to say is Ladimus takes conversations in interesting directions. Sometimes you have to realise that he will question Chelsea when need be.
Yeah.
But also he'll back City against Liverpool. So I will always have his back for that. So
Huey, the new panelist for the Big Six, and he has his own channel. His own channel is pinned in the description. You can find him and his handle as well. Tell the people where to find him, my friend.
Yeah. The 1894 is my channel. We've just hit 3,000, I think. So we're on the road to 4K. Any support in that journey, massively appreciated. And big up to the Never a Foul group. I really enjoy my time coming on here, and I hope I can do it again very soon.
Before we go,
this week, Hughie, me, you, Steve, we're going to do it. But also, people, this guy is about to rock it. Get behind him. He is now the lead Manchester City content creator, and everyone needs to get behind him because this guy knows how to rattle a fucking Liverpool fan. So I salute him.
I want to thank David TCA here for the super chat. We really appreciate the support, my friend, all the way from Canada. He's saying that he predicted Man United to finish 8th this season, and he's like, so my expectations are on the floor, and I'm not bothered by this loss because it's expected. He's just expected that Man United. Some of the fans are already out, man. Yeah, so thank you.
United fans expect shit. I love it.
Daps.
May I quickly ask, what does everyone what's everyone's prediction of Man United this season in the league?
I don't predict them anymore. They're not on my radar.
I don't know, man. I expected them to finish before you got Kukuraya and before you're in for De Jong and stuff. And from what I saw, I thought that they would finish 5th and you would finish 6th.
Do you know what? I can just say real quick. Do you know what we've seen from... This is the beauty of the Premier League. And you know what? If it carries on like this, because to be fair, as a City fan, we usually kind of wait till December, January to see the real City turn up. If I look at this, to the weekend so far, pretty predictable still. Everyone can
We'll
read
see.
into
To be
that
honest,
whatever the fuck you want. But for me, as a City fan that's won 6 in the last 10, if we were to talk the season overall, today represented it very, very well.
Yeah. Depends. The next game is Chelsea Spurs next game. That would be a big one. That's
big.
I think it's too early to say, but that's kind of like set the tone in my opinion. And
25 days left in the transfer window.
Yeah. But anyway, we want to thank everybody that watched us. We want to thank everybody that give us a like. If you're still here and you haven't liked the video, give us a like. And thank you, Daps, for dropping in as usual. And it's great having the discussion with all these great panelists. Thank you all for being here with us, and thank you for your opinions. And we really appreciate your support, and we appreciate all the audience and everything. So, and we're out.